Danger, danger. The podcast you're about to listen to may contain spoilers, bad language, offensive themes, and material that is inappropriate for people under the age of 18. However, the podcast will definitely contain bad opinions. You have been warned. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of the Anime Abroad podcast. This is episode 42?
42.
That's
42?
Should be.
That does sound right. 40... Wait,
should we check?
No?
Does this come after Lou's episode?
No, let's not check. Let's just say 42 and it'll be funny if we're wrong.
It'll
be funny if we're wrong.
42.
Welcome to episode 42, with a question mark after the end of it. This is the Anime Abroad podcast. We're back. I am joined by Jared,
Hey,
Jonas,
hello,
and Kyle.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
that was a lot less awkward than usual. Wow.
Yeah, impressive.
Yeah.
Did we finally do it, guys?
Yeah, let's make it awkward by talking about how not awkward it was.
You're welcome.
It's okay. We'll figure this podcasting thing out eventually.
Maybe 100
Sure.
episodes.
We're only 40 episodes in. It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll do better.
42 episodes.
We'll do it for the 10-year
40, I
anniversary.
think you mean 42
Maybe.
in a question mark episodes in.
I mean, Jonas, like, you say that, but none of us... Actually, this is the first podcast we've recorded with no founding members on it, I believe.
Holy shit.
That may be.
We
Wow.
are... Yeah. I am actually the oldest member of the AA podcast in this...
Wait, who did we do the summer first impression with? That's this one, the summer preview. Was Cassie on that?
Cass.
Actually, no, that was Cassie.
Cassie is in most podcasts.
I mean the one... Wasn't that like one with Kyle, Jared, and you and me as well?
Yeah, but Cassie was in that.
Oh, fuck, okay.
There
was
another one,
Annie
a secret
Chan.
one.
That was the Moe
I can't remember
episode.
last week when this goes up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait, no.
the
Or was
Annie
Cassie
Chart
there?
one? That had
the
Cassie
Lou.
and Ravi in it. Lou, that had...
Was Cassie in that?
Cassie was in that.
What did we
Well,
talk
that's
about?
not- that's not too important.
I'm sorry, but
Anyway,
what did we talk about with Lou again?
This is riveting podcast.
Question of the week.
Yeah, question of the week. Thanks,
That
Jared.
was our question of the week.
What
Oh,
podcast
was
is
that
this?
question of the week? Wait, what was it? It was Cassie in last episode? Is that a question of the
We
week?
don't even know.
I think so.
No, our question of the week. This one could be a bit contentious, but
Oh boy.
do you guys drink tap water?
Filtered.
Really? That's our question.
That's our question. Yeah,
My
Yes.
fridge filters it.
you drink tap water.
Okay,
Yes, I drink tap water.
Okay, just straight out the tap.
Straight out
What's
of
it
the
like?
tap.
Well, I'm actually really curious because I've heard in America tap water is really gross, but you live on an island. How does that work? Do you?
Do you
Well,
use
I mean, I know you
in
live
the
in
US. In the US, like the taste and difference is the amount of minerals and how soft the water is, because at the reservoir plants in the States, they use heavy water softeners to balance the taste of the water. I mean, there's pretty much here and on in the States, there's no health risks involved in drinking tap water. Unless
Sure,
your
I mean,
plumbing
which
was
is funny,
health
just
risks,
horribly
no,
wrong.
but
Which is kind of
people
funny
don't drink tap
considering-
water because of the taste, right?
Yeah, because like it took me a little bit to get used to the taste of the tap water here.
Right. Okay. But you do drink tap water. So Jonas, you said your fridge has a tap filter on it.
That was me.
Was that you?
No.
That was you, Jared. Oh my god! At my old house, we had one of those. I miss
It's
it so
good.
much.
Like it tastes so
It's
nice.
so good.
Iced
Does it have an ice
dispenser
machine
too.
on it as
Yeah.
well?
Iced filtered water. I really want some right now.
I miss having a dishwasher more, but that's up there. That is definitely up there. Jonas, what was your answer?
I have a question first. As the non-English speaking person here, where exactly is the difference? What's tap water? What's other water? Like, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Okay, so tap water comes out of the tap. A tap is a faucet. I don't know the German word for it.
I guess that's where the water comes out for
for a
tap because it's from the tap.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very
so
liberal.
do you drink that, or do you drink bottled water or filtered water?
Bottle. I usually drink bottle. I can drink tap. But I prefer bottled water. So
okay, so do you guys agree that there is a significantly better taste in mineral water to tap water?
Definitely, yeah.
I'd say so. Yeah. Also, although I'm not sure how you say this. Is carbonated the right word?
Carbonated is like fizzy water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like carbonated water a lot.
Oh, I hate carbonated water.
I love carbonated water.
I hate it so much. Really acrid, that acrid tang. I don't like it.
The best thing about my best story about carbonated water is we had a Chinese guy over. I did a student exchange project for like 2 weeks each with a Chinese student. Where I went to China, and the Chinese came here. And in China, they don't have carbonated water. It doesn't exist there. They don't have it at all.
I mean, like, do they not have like fizzy like drinks, like soda or anything like that?
They do that they do, but they don't have it for water.
Right.
They have like normal, I think, filtered water in bottles, but they don't have any carbonated because like they can't drink out of the tap because the tap's too, I don't know, it's not clean enough apparently. So he came here. And we didn't know about this, so we just gave him water, like what we have. We only have carbonated water and tap water. So we gave him...
before you're trying to kill him.
we gave him like a carbonated water, and he was like, "What the fuck is this?
This is not water."
It was so...
Jesus.
It was really funny because like he was super surprised when he first drank it. So yeah, and
did he like
it? It was. I don't think he did.
I mean, if you're not it's basically like surprise water at that point, isn't
it? Yeah, basically.
I have a bottle. I have a water bottle that has a carbon filter in the nozzle.
Okay.
Yeah, which actually filters water as you drink. So I got it. It's not that expensive. I think it was like £15. And oh my god, the taste difference. What I do sometimes when I'm feeling adventurous is I will drink an entire bottle of water and then taste the dregs, and oh my god, the dregs are awful because it's like all of the it's like all of the like the crap in the tap water that gets left behind.
So are you telling me that you take the filter out and lick it?
No, god, no! It gets slimy, dude. The filter gets slimy after a while.
I can imagine, actually.
So you unscrew the top of the bottle, and the carbon filter comes up with like the nozzle of the water bottle.
Yeah,
and you can just drink what's left in the bottle.
But then that should just be the regular bottled water.
No, it's not bottled water. It's tap water. I put tap water into this bottle, and I drink it through a carbon filter. Which the carbon filter is like this black cylinder.
Yeah, I can.
It's kind of like it's carbon, I guess. Like you don't really encounter just straight up carbon often. You know, it's like charcoal. Carbon fiber if you feel well, not necessarily like charcoal, but I'd say like if you ever felt like the edges of like a carbon fiber thing, it's kind of like that.
I do that all the time.
So yeah, that's my alternative because I can drink tap water, but it does have it kind of tastes stale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, it does. Though, like, it's kind of different from like wherever you are, because even in Germany, Germany's nowhere near as big as the US, of course. But like, I've been to like a boarding school, and the water there compared to how it is like here, which is like an hour away from there, is so different. It's super weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some places have hard water, some places have soft. Like,
yeah.
Where I live now and where I've always lived is soft. Wait, the good one, the one that doesn't leave shit in your kettle. And when that's soft water, isn't it? Hard water is the one that leaves. Yeah, I think hard water is the bad one that leaves scale and shit like that. And I remember when I went to uni down south, that it was hard water, and every now and again little bits of it would break off, and I would get like this little bit of grit in my tea, and it was like kind of like crystally, like chalky stuff that you'd like break down between your teeth, and it would grind in your mouth.
Jesus.
I mean, it didn't taste of anything. I guess it's literally just
you don't
mineral.
really want solids in your tea, though.
Yeah. I mean, just like having it in your mouth is already enough.
The water we use.
I mean, it's not unhygienic because it's literally, like I said, this like mineral deposit.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel nice. It just doesn't feel good having that in your mouth.
No, it doesn't. It's not. It's not a good texture. Honestly, it reminds me of like when you get a really tiny bit of like teeth break off. It's like kind of like that gritty, chalky feeling. Like when anime.
Welcome to the Anime Broad podcast.
Welcome to the Water Enthusiast podcast.
The Water Abroad podcast.
What were we? I was going to do something before we get to.
AX.
Oh, Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle, you went on a trip recently.
Yes, a couple weeks ago, I got back from 2016's Anime Expo.
Interesting. Do you want to tell us about your adventures, good
Michael's
sir?
jealous.
I actually didn't do much this year compared to other years. I didn't go to any panels whatsoever except for the Anisong World Matsuri events, as well as the One Punch Matsuri event, where they basically had the director as well as the Japanese voice of Saitama come up on stage and do some stuff, and we were introduced to the English cast of the major English cast of the dub, and
they
we were also
pretend to like it.
Well, no, they also premiered the first episode of the dub, which, I mean, I didn't care for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I am actually very interested in the One Punch Man dub because that's an interesting character to dub. Like the way, like the impression I got is he sounds like a super super hot dude that's bored out of his fucking mind.
The English voice actor, he kind of came off as like an edgy guy who just wants to punch things.
Oh,
we'll have to see. Yeah. I do not. I honestly, when it comes to dubbing One Punch Man, I don't envy that task. That's not a easy adaptation because
the only one I praise is Moomin Rider's English voice actor was top notch.
Cool.
He was everything I wanted in Moomin Rider.
Yeah, the true hero of One Punch Man.
Yeah, and he was really the only one who got a standing ovation.
Oh, that's cool.
But let's see. And also Jam Project came out and did the OP. But the real fun started after buying massive amounts of merchandise on the first day. Me and my friends went to the Anisong World Matsuri Japan Super Live concert, which basically had tons of different Japanese artists, including Arawi did the Kill la Kill OP, Haruna Luna.
Oh, which one?
She does the first OP.
Yeah. The first OP is okay, but it's no ambiguous.
Yeah.
I really like both of them. But she did the Kill la Kill OP, she did the second OP for Sword Art Online, a few others. And then they had Haruna Luna, which I can't really remember what she did, but I recognized a few of it. But then they brought on TM Revolution, which was a real treat, who did known for doing the OPs for Valve Rave the Liberator.
The Valve Rave openings are so fucking good.
Yeah, and then he also did the opening for Soul Eater, which was also a real treat. And then they had Sphere, which I guess it's a four-member idol troupe of girls, which was pretty fun.
Are they known
but
for
then
anything?
I don't know offhand, but
Okay.
And they had someone else, I don't remember her name, and I couldn't possibly tell you where I recognize her songs from, but it's cool because Haruna Luna and Arawi did a duet together, as well as I don't remember. But then Jam Project came back on and did a few concerts. So they did Chala Hechala, the Dragon Ball opening. They did the One Punch opening again, and a few other songs. And it was the bottom of my arm still hurts from waving that glow stick around. And they really know how to rape your wallets, because $35 gets you the glow stick, but wait, if you pay
what?
or no, $30 gets you the glow stick, but wait, if you pay $15 extra, you get a t-shirt. So I opted to get a t-shirt.
Do you only get one glow stick for fucking $30?
Dude, I'm the only one in my group that only bought one glow stick.
You're the only one that only bought one. What?
You had to spend on figures instead.
Yeah, pretty much I pretty much ran out of my budget after the third day.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. No, to be fair though, Kyle, I imagine your budget is quite high, but I'm very glad you have a budget.
Well, I say budget, but then I basically just go until my budget runs out and then start using my card.
Oh, see, yeah,
because they've gotten smart at the dealer's hall, and everyone has tablets equipped with the card readers.
Oh,
nice.
Nowadays, there is no I can't pay for this. It's just credit card, hello.
Okay, so give us your top 3 purchases from AX. I don't want the whole list.
Saber.
Let's see. Actually, this time, I think last time I pretty much cleaned them out. I pretty much cleaned them out on Saber figures. I was able to find 2 figures, and then coming home, I realized I already had one of them on pre-order.
Oh.
But other than that,
that's a shitty pre-order if you can literally go and pick it up before it actually arrives.
Let's see. The Faku booth was nice. I bought a couple t-shirts from them, really nice lewd ecchi t-shirts. Bought a couple doujins from or I should say hentai manga. But the funny story is, I was in line because I wanted to ask the guy up front. There was a guy and a girl up front, and I wanted to ask the guy,
what's your favorite?
Help me out here. Help me pick shit out here, bro.
What do you recommend, man?
So,
what's
the girls'
gonna
line,
get me off?
The girls' line clears up, and she's like, "Here, sir, I'll help you over here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so I go up to her. You're probably
going to get very different results asking a girl. You get a stack of BL stuff.
No. It's funny because I go up to her, and so she seems like proficient in anime. She's got green dyed hair. She's got piercings all over. But and so I was like, can I take a look at Let's Do It, this manga over here? And she's like, that's a very good choice, sir. I see you have excellent taste. And so we're browsing.
She says that to everybody.
No, and I ask her, hey, do you have any loli stuff? And she's like, yeah, take a look at this. And she pulls out a manga. She flips it open and says, look at the shape. Look at the great drawings. Isn't this a detailed vulva? And I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is great.
Why have I not heard this story already?
and so we're there. We're chatting for about 10 minutes about hentai manga.
No way.
And
then, did you get her number?
No, she wasn't that cute.
So?
Oh,
but
I mean, she likes lolly hentai, so sounds like you soulmates.
But yeah, so I ended up buying a couple manga from them. They were pretty decently priced, about an inch thick book for about $20.
Hold on.
Not bad at all. But it's funny because they're also selling ecchi skateboards inside the booth.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be 18 to get inside. It's just a big box with a big black curtain, so you can't see inside. But
there was something similar at a con I was recently at, actually. I wasn't in there, but they had the same kind of thing, which was unexpected, I guess.
And then I was able to go to the Faku party at night, which...
Oh my god, I haven't heard about this. I had heard about the Faku party. I think I had a nightmare over the last week about the Faku party. So I actually want to know what the fuck went down at the Faku party. Is it...
Very short story. I went inside. Music was really loud. There was a bunch of guys and very little girls. And then there's just hentai playing on screens all around you.
Jesus.
With like music blaring. And so like just imagine being in a sea of other men watching hentai on screens around you. I basically made one round and went straight out the door.
Oh
Kyle,
god.
did you spot
No good
anybody
content on. Wait, did you see
with
I'm not looking at
Kind of
boners,
bonus.
man.
suspicious hand in the pants action?
There was too many people. I wasn't going to look, but I'm pretty sure about 75% of the people there had boners.
Okay, Kyle. Here's another question. What were the drugs going around? Like, I mean, okay, I don't want to rat out. I don't want to like narc on
It's okay,
the
nobody
facu
listens
party
to
or
this.
anything. But if there was drugs going around at the facu party, nod once. If there wasn't, nod twice. Okay. Oh no way!
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Pretty insane.
That's why I suspected. All right. Anything else? Have you got any other cool stories
What
from
the
AX?
viewers don't know is that we're actually doing a video podcast, but then you don't get to see us.
It's funny because we're not.
We're also live streaming it to China.
Yeah, I'm just like going nuts and see people. But let's see. Yeah, and then the third day was the the band battle between Flow and Old Codex,
So good.
which it was so good. They played the opening for Code Geass Colors. They played Days, the first OP from Erideka 7.
I can hear
they
it in my
played-
head right now.
They played Chala Hechala. Man. It was, and the guitarist is a funny guy. He's a real crowd pleaser. He came out,
Okay.
like they stopped playing music. He came out with like glowy glasses, and then he like did a jump dance move, and like his whole suit lit up with like LED lights.
Oh, damn.
And he just started dancing to like the drummer with the crowd. But then Old Codex came on, and I'm not a big fan of like, I'm not a big fan. They screamed a lot. It's kind of headbangy. My friends loved it a lot more than Flow for some reason. And they actually brought one girl on stage because see, the way it was is we were on the balcony, top balcony, and then there were no seats on the bottom floor. Everyone was just crowded in front of the stage, and they brought one girl on and to sing with them. But it was pretty fun. I can't say I actually enjoyed Old Codex because their side singer spent 99% of the time just painting 2 paintings on stage.
Okay. Were they any good?
It was like stick figures.
Like no, he's just like splashing paint onto a screen and like doing sketches of Old Codex and their, I guess, what constitutes as their logo and stuff. But literally, like I'm not joking when I say only about 99% of the time he spent painting, because I think there was like a whole song he didn't say anything, just painted, and then you maybe for like a few lines 3 times during a song, but other than that, no.
Maybe he didn't realize he wasn't singing.
But yeah, other than that, it was pretty great. It was an excellent time.
I really was able to go 1 year.
Oh, dude, definitely. We'll have to like make a anime abroad, like live podcast from AX sometime.
Cassie was asking me earlier about going to AX, and I was like, oh god, like I think my wallet convulsed just thinking about going to Anime Expo. It would be really cool, though. It would be really cool. I think I need to go to a con in the UK, though, before I commit to flying halfway across the planet.
I went to one, but it was really, like, casually organized. Not some crazy AX.
I'd say, your best experience is to like go all out to the largest Northern American anime convention there is.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wouldn't cost much for me at all to go to a con in the UK. Just like train tickets and hotel. It'll be a few hundred at the most.
Yeah, probably 2-3.
Yeah, well, going to the US would I'd probably be breaking 1,000. Yeah,
look, it's almost exactly 5,000 kilometers from here to the convention center.
I actually don't think I could afford to go to Anime Expo. Like, all the money I have to my name.
I could, but I'm supposed to be saving.
Yeah. Oh, well.
That doesn't always work out, though.
Let's move on to our main topic. I'm glad you had a really good time at AX, Cal. What are we doing again? We're first impressions.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Rem is best girl.
So, from this point on, guys, we're going to be talking about what we have watched, including spoilers. Minor spoilers, I guess. Well, if there's something, like, really massive in, like, episode 2 or 3, we'll probably, like, tiptoe around that, but we'll definitely be talking all about episode 1s and mostly about episode 2s. So, if there's a series that you really, really do not want to hear anything about that you haven't got around to watching yet, we're probably going to put timestamps in the description. I'm going to look into doing that. It'll be a back and forth between me and David, I think, to get that done. But hopefully we can do that. If not, you're just going to have to be brave and dive in. But hopefully we can get the timestamp sorted. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up AniChart, and we're basically just going to go down AniChart, and anything that we have seen, we're going to talk about. So we're not here all day. We're probably not going to go too in-depth on any one anime. But we're probably going to talk a decent amount, and this podcast is probably going to go kind of long. So, anyway, let's get started. Right at the top here, 91 days. Literally the last thing I have watched. Me and Jonas finished episode 2 like 10 minutes before we started the podcast.
Yeah, we haven't seen the second episode yet.
Second episode. I'd say I really. Yeah, go on. You first, Jonas.
Okay. I'd say episode 1 was the stronger episode.
I'd agree.
But episode 2 got me more interested.
It's fairly consistent.
It's not a huge dive into being shit now. It's more of it's doing things that I'm extremely unsure about, and I am not. I don't know what the show is going to do from here on. Yeah. And depending on how it goes from here on, it can either go into being absolute shit, or it can turn out to be great, or it just turns out to be It's really completely open for how it's going to be from here. It's
yeah.
I
thought it was interesting. A lot interesting than a lot of other things this season.
That's for sure. This is one of the most interesting anime I've ever seen. if we're using the word interesting, this setting is so wonderful.
I feel like the first episode does a good job at getting your attention and basically setting up the world and characters as follows.
Yeah. Honestly, the premise of this anime makes more sense for a HBO series than a goddamn anime.
It's always funny seeing Japanese anime trying to portray American-style gangster society.
I think they're doing okay.
Better than any other gangster stuff I've seen in anime.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I mean, American gangsters. I mean,
well, you haven't seen Baccano yet, have you?
Oh, that's true.
I haven't seen Baccano, but Baccano is kind of Baccano has supernatural elements to it. This is a straight-up gangster series. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the greats of mob gangster for Godfathers or those big
Not
famous
yet.
movies, but one thing that they don't really go into in this is the whole how the connections to Italy and Italian culture were massively important to the mob. And also this idea of family. They haven't really touched on those, but they have touched on other stuff. Especially in episode 2, there was a character that prayed several times, I thought that was really, really cool.
That's a cool touch, definitely. But I think they do go into family quite a lot. I mean, everything we've seen so far is organized in like families and.
Well, yeah, because like the first episode,
it's
the driving force behind the main character is his parents killed by.
I'm not talking about like literal family. I'm talking about the idea of the family.
Yeah,
like
I haven't really got that so far.
Yeah, no, like if you've watched the Godfather films, like that, a great example.
Or anything.
It's like
an Italian mob.
Yeah, anything to do with the Italian mob. Like family is the number one priority. Like it like dictates everything they do. Like any wound on the family pride or anything like that. And it's just not something that they've really discussed a whole lot of. It's not a massive complaint. I mean, I think the show is like really doing a good job of being authentic, and that's a difficult task. You know, it's a long time ago in a land far away, and I think they're nailing it.
I'm not sure if
but that would be my biggest complaint.
All right,
I'm not sure if I call it entirely authentic.
I think they're doing a better job than I would expect from an anime.
I kind of agree. I'm just not really sure if I'd necessarily say it's an incredibly authentic experience of how this stuff works.
No, it's not an incredibly authentic experience, but it is. They're doing better with it than they thought they would. Like, there's a scene in episode 2 where a bunch of characters at a table, just about to start eating, and then like the leader, the guy in charge, like says, "Guys, what are you doing?" And then they say grace. Like, okay. I don't think I've ever seen anime characters say grace before. I thought that was a really nice little bit of attention to detail. That like really helps you like get into that world. Like the world building, I think the world building is really good in this series. It really like gets you into that like time in that place. It's just I don't. Yeah, I'm just not that interested in the story yet. It hasn't hooked me.
Yeah, It's another just waiting to see where it goes kind of thing.
Yeah, as I said,
definitely.
It's like
it could go anywhere.
It's got me interested.
Right, we've been introduced to the premise, but we haven't seen. The main plot hasn't unfolded at all yet.
Yeah, I feel like episode 2 like does more of that. It's a lot of setting up, and like after the credits of episode 2, it seems to be saying like, okay, here we go, now we're starting, and like that's why it's really hard for me to say like if it's going to be good in the end. I'm not really excited for it, mainly because it's doing things that, as I said, I am unsure about, and I really hope they go in the right direction with it. If they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. If they do, I wouldn't be surprised either.
Right. At this point, I'm getting a bit of a Joker game vibe from it, where it's like I really love the premise and the themes of this series, but if the subject isn't entertaining, if the story that isn't entertaining, then I'm not going to stay in this world to be bored, you know. Right. So they've got to grab my attention in the next couple episodes, because the novelty of like looking at this really cool world will wear off eventually.
Active Raid season 2.
Yeah. Is anyone watching Active Raid? Nope. Season 2?
Nope. Season 1, me and Kyle watched 2 episodes.
We watched 2 episodes and dropped it quite fast.
He really wanted to drop it halfway through episode 2.
Okay, cool,
so
cool.
Says enough.
That means we can talk about Sweetness and Lightning. Yay!
All right, Sweetness and Lightning, cute stuff, cute girls, cute plot.
Okay.
Good shit.
Good shit.
I would go on the record of saying Sweetness and Lightning has got one of the strongest first episodes of any anime I've seen.
I wouldn't go
quite a stretch.
It was a very good episode.
I mean, it was like, I mean, I went in on the AniChart podcast, I said exactly what I wanted from that show, and episode 1 gave me exactly that. Yeah. So that's kind of why I feel like that, but then episode 2 was a bit disappointing, because I hadn't picked up on the fact that this was like a cooking anime. This was an anime about them learning to cook. I hadn't picked up on that. So when they went back to the restaurant in episode 2, I was like,
did you think this was just going to be a cute slice of life between Papa?
Yeah,
Papa
I thought it was going to be like, that's pretty much. I thought it would be like him and his job, her at the kindergarten, like side stories.
Like, to be honest, I thought I probably wouldn't have seen it coming either.
No,
I mean, it was there. It was there for me to find. I just didn't like. It's literally here in the description. I just didn't pay attention to how much they're talking about the kitchen and food and stuff. like Like, I thought them going to her kitchen and stuff to cook in episode 1, I thought that was just like a side story. Like, I thought they'd be doing something like that every episode, like, you know.
And then there's that face.
Yeah, there's some good faces in Sweetness and Lightning.
Kyle, please don't do it.
Oh, Kyle, no, you're not.
It's the face when he showed her the cell phone picture of her looking, being nasty about the food. And it's like some straight up Ahegao shit.
God.
Oh, God.
To be fair, though, cooking shows do tend to invoke the Ahegao face a lot,
true,
like Soma does.
I think Digibro made a video on this at some point in time, actually.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen more old men with sex faces in Soma than I think I've ever seen in any anime put together. So yeah, I mean, I'm totally fine with the show being so cooking focused, and episode 3 has some stuff that's outside of the kitchen that was really good, like the stuff I was wanting more of. But it's definitely been like, oh, that's a bit disappointing. Like,
yeah, I was actually really looking forward to the cooking aspect. I thought dad like learning to cook for his child.
Yeah,
that sounded really
nice
cute to me.
Yeah.
Plus, I like cooking.
Okay. This is what I want from Sweetness and Lightning. Ultimately, I want the mum who owns the restaurant and the dad to hook up and get a really sweet, awesome melded family going.
Boy.
I'm kind of
wait.
That would be the
high
best.
school girl and Papa.
Oh,
I was about to say, isn't she like a high school and he her teacher?
No, he meant her
yeah,
mom.
no, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about her mum.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I'm sorry.
That's what I mean about melded families. Is when like two parents with siblings marry, and then they're like these two children from different parents are now one family.
Does the mum show up in episode 2?
Not in episode 2, but she has you like see her on TV in episode 3.
Breaking the bonds of taboo.
Yeah,
that's what I want. That'd be really nice.
A Manchu.
Are we done with Sweetness and Lightning? I kind of hogged the conversation.
Anybody else want to say anything?
I don't really have much else to say. Like, it's a really
excited.
like episode 1 was
Cute shit.
really
I'm
good.
liking it so far. Can't wait for more.
It's exactly what I wanted.
Pretty much.
Although I've only seen one episode.
It's like going into Amanchu. I kind of knew I would like this series before it even aired. As soon as I heard that it was written by the same person who did the Arya series. One of my favorite slice of life out there.
I hear that a lot. I need to really need to get around to Arya. It sounds like so my thing, but getting around to it.
The best way to describe Arya is just the most relaxing experience you'll have watching an anime.
It sounds like it almost sounds like a rainy day show.
Yeah. I mean, after having seen Amanchu now, I can very much imagine that. Because like Amanchu was like possibly the nicest time I've ever had watching anime.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if this is accurate. I might be wrong here. Like there might have been like some non-Biore that has given me a bit better of a time. But Amanchu made me super happy, and like not in terms of like it got me hype, and I was really happy that it turned out well in the end. But like,
it's really fun just watching the characters interact with each other.
It's such complete bundled positivity in like one show, and like. Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think like even like Febrezing my eyes would produce the same effect.
Yeah.
See, that's how I feel.
You want to Febreze your eyes?
Look, my mum told me if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about Amanchu, but I really dislike Amanchu. And I talking about my views on the Manchu, I've heard a lot of people saying that like, oh, you just don't get the genre and stuff like that. And I disagree with that entirely. I think Amanchu does stuff in its design that I really don't like, especially the faces. I think the faces are a gimmick. I think any single thing that is used that much is a gimmick. And gimmick doesn't have to be a negative word. You guys might like it. I would say it's still a gimmick, and gimmicks have a tendency to split an audience. You know, some people like it, some people don't, and I really don't like those faces. I really don't like the green-haired girl character, and yeah, I just had no fun with it. Apparently, I'm the only person in the world that doesn't like this series, though. So,
I think
yeah,
I'm not as into it as these two guys, but I still like it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I kind of knew, like, from watching the PV, I was like, oh, these faces are silly. Like, I don't like these.
Hey.
And then finding out that they literally spend more time with those faces on than their regular faces.
I agree. They used them, for my taste, a bit too much. It just felt kind of off, to say the least.
To me, it felt like it really fit the show, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's like this.
I have to agree.
As I said, it's the show is like, as a whole, is this endless bundle of positivity.
Because, I mean, like, the main character's face changing, like, I think they're really trying to emphasize how ditzy she is and happy-go-lucky she is.
Mm.
But every character does that.
Well, every character's ditzy and happy-go-lucky.
No. The thing though is that not every character has the same kind of that face. They all have different faces.
Well, there's that.
It's like the other main character, Pickle. I think Pickle is her name. I'm not sure. Tickle. Is what she's called. She has a similar face, but it's not the same. And that similar face presents her personality of like being somewhat shy and being somewhat confused by Picardi's behavior. And thus, like that face, her face represents that, whereas Picardi's face is more presenting that endless bundle of positivity I was talking about, you know? Like, I feel like it really manages to actually kind of characterize these the people. And I personally don't think it was too much at all. I think it was absolutely perfect.
I think that's definitely it's definitely going to fall on each viewer differently. Like I've gone out of my way to say that this is a bad series, and I would stand by that. When I got very confused when I realized I was the only person in the world that didn't like this show, so I thought about it very long and very hard, and I came up with a list of things that I think are bad about this series. I'm not going to go into that though because there's no point.
I'll quote your mom again.
There's really not much point because, like, I guess it's like when something's like as like universally liked as this, I'd just say check it out, so make up your own minds, you know.
Yeah. Just one episode.
But hey, look at this next anime, Tom. It's got Angie in it.
Yeah,
it must be good.
I don't know what attitude to take with this. I don't know if to be like, yeah, let's go, Angie, or this fucking bitch, you trying to pose? Like, what are you doing here?
No,
like, you trying to catch in on? I mean, how many lesbian rape scenes you got, AniList?
Honestly, I don't have much to say about AniList. It's.
I have questions because I marked this as something I was going to watch episode 1 of, and I didn't get around to it because I thought that this was going to be a trading card anime. However, it seems to be more like Shingeki no Bahamut, which was based on a card game, but isn't actually got card game in the story.
Yeah.
So, so do these girls fight with cards like Yu-Gi-Oh or no? Okay, I'm not watching.
I mean, look,
no interest.
I mean, I kind of wasn't expecting it to have cards in it at all.
Yeah,
actually.
I didn't even know it was an adaptation.
No,
of it.
I read card game in the description on AniChart, and I was like, "Yo, okay, yeah, cool."
It's based on the card game. Yeah, it's kind of like a bit like
you look at like a Selector Infected, and it has.
Yeah, but Selector Infected was still about card games.
Yeah,
actually,
so I guess Bahamut is a bit of a.
I don't really have much to say about it. There wasn't.
I'm guessing you just get it. You just get what you expect,
two
right?
Things. The first thing is the fights at the end. Some parts actually looks kind of good, which was surprising. Like I wasn't very interested for most of the episode.
I'm actually kind of confused which one this was, Jared.
It was they took like the entire episode just having conversations where people pairing up and practicing with each other.
This isn't the mech one, is it?
No, that's something else.
Oh, that's Regalia.
Okay,
I have
2 more questions. Yeah. I have 2 more questions about this. First question. Is there a OP male protagonist to go with this Magic Battle School anime? It just girls?
Yeah.
Just girls.
Okay, I guess that's novel. Yeah. Second question, does that girl ever eat that popsicle?
The yellow one.
Yeah.
I mean, she tries to make someone else eat it, but it doesn't work. She tries really hard.
It really looks like...
It gets forced back down on her.
Yeah, it it really looks like these type of ice cream lollies you would get. I can't remember the name of them. They're like milk something.
I still can't remember
Jared,
this anime.
If either of us remember, just shout it out without context at some point in the rest of the episode. Alright, okay, let's pick up the pace. Berserk. Oh, one more thing about Anfurge?
There's a robot girl, and she flies, but the sound is like a motorbike.
Oh, yeah. Really cool. I remember it now. It's funny that it's...
Cool.
Like, she literally has a jet. Like, it's a jet, but it's going... through the fucking sky.
It's so fucking weird.
That reminds me... Is it as good? Is it as good as that one time a dude runs in stride and it sounds like a race car?
Do you guys remember playing this, the Magic Girl show that has brooms that make the sounds of cars?
I think I've seen that. I think I've seen a clip on YouTube from that.
Yeah, it's a Subaru one. It's actually really cool. I like that show.
I kind of want to watch that.
Are we talking about ReZero?
No.
What's going on?
No, hold your horses there, Tom. It's hard for me not to talk about it too.
I know, we keep talking about Subarus, he's gonna...
Like, I want to save that one for last.
Well,
technically,
it's not a first impression.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be talking about it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, dude.
All right.
Don't worry. I've been thinking, I think ReZero might be a good anime for us to do a full episode on. Either that or Real Life. I think are really good contenders.
Please don't force me to watch it this time.
All right. Arslan Senki,
we'll see.
the second
if you're
season.
Selected, Jonas. I mean, sorry, keep going. Wait, you skipped over. Oh no,
I'm just going from left to right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone's watching second season of Arslan Senki.
I watched the first one.
It's airing. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I watched.
Okay, what about the next one?
I watched a few episodes of the first season. I didn't drop it, but I held off on it.
Yeah, same.
I'm gonna say we need to pick up the pace a little. So unless we've got something like, we can't really take the time to stop and say something about
B
everything.
Project.
So B Project.
No one's
anyone watching this?
Nope, not yet.
Okay, Battery. You guys have watched Battery.
I've watched Battery.
I'm a little curious about this.
I did not care for it. The first episode.
I think I said this on Twitter, but it's not good yet. But it's probably has the highest ceiling this entire season.
I mean, it's good. It's just it hasn't really gripped me.
Yeah, I'd say
it hasn't shown enough yet.
Yeah, I'd say that it's building up things, and it is
because like
it's showing a shit ton of potential. It's showing a shit ton of potential.
I would actually say I think 91 Days is the highest ceiling.
No, I'd say far from it.
I think 91 Days has the potential to be like it has the potential to be something incredible. I really don't think it will be. But I think it has that potential.
I'm not sure. The thing is, okay. I think this is where personal preference comes into play because Battery is more of a character study than anything else.
Sure. Oh yeah, the 91 Days is more my cup of tea, I think, and Battery is more your cup of tea.
And like to me, Battery is the one show that could be possibly to be the best, and it's showing a lot of promise in episode 1, but it's not really.
I might change my answer to Cheer Danchi actually.
What?
Oh,
for the highest ceiling.
What? Okay. I mean, it's based on first impression and like execution in episode 1, not just in terms of premise, by the way.
I mean, I don't know. I've had more fun with Cheer Dancy than almost anything else this season.
Okay. Oh well. One thing that kind of surprised me about the show actually is that the main characters are actually like 12 years old, 13 years old, and they look like they're
in Battery.
They look like they're high schoolers in typical anime.
Yeah.
The shows, the original novels, by the way, are also kids' books. They're books for kids, which is
that's kind of
really surprising. But cool. I feel like a lot of the episode I was kind of towards it. A lot of setting up, a lot of exposition that was kind of boring. what I really like, what I also saw a lot of other people talk about, is kind of like how it creates a sense of place. Like, where are you? Because there's a lot of showing around. Like, this is this part of the village through the main character, like jogging around, doing practice, etc. And the main selling point to me of the show so far is the relationship between the two people. That is also going to be like the heart of the show, I guess, where the two work together incredibly well. They don't like each other, but they work incredibly well as characters. And I think the little brother...
I'm looking forward to seeing...
So. Yeah. It's...
Yeah, them progress for sure.
It's not showing much that... It's not showing that it's good yet, but it's showing huge potential in my opinion, and I'm really looking forward to see where it's going. So
Is anyone else but me watching Berserk?
I am.
Shit,
I am absolutely content with Berserk.
Wow.
Because it is exactly what I expected it to be.
Have you read the manga?
The thing is, I've read every single chapter of the manga.
And you're totally cool with the crappy CG animation.
Not really, but I knew that's what I was getting. I saw the PVs. Like, I feel like anyone who is like reeling in shock from how bad it looks clearly paid no fucking attention to anything we saw about this anime leading up to it.
Well, I mean,
because this is no surprise. We knew it was going to look terrible.
But that doesn't give it an excuse to be good when it's still terribly animated.
Look. Berserk is a fantastic story. It is a story that is so good that it could literally be claymation puddles and it would still be fucking
Sounds
cool.
Awesome.
Like, okay, it looks bad, but I'm still having fun because goddamn, that is one of the best stories I've ever read, like across all of manga and anime. Like Berserk is such a
I wouldn't even talk
monumental
about I won't even talk about the animation. Like going into it, they completely skipped the entire first part of the Black Swordsman arc.
No. Are you talking about like the three apostles?
Right, the last thing we saw was him and Casca in the cavern, and then him waking up, going outside, and meeting the Skull Swordsman again. But then the anime completely skips over where he gets the sword, completely skips up where the entire plot up until he makes it to that bar is entirely skipped.
Yeah, I mean, there's an awful lot of Berserk, and a lot of the Black Swordsman stuff, like the stuff, because this follows directly on from the movies, and the movies didn't cover, like, the very original anime series did cover a bit of his, like, the very first chapters of him, like, being the Black Swordsman. He kills the snake thing, he kills...
I mean, like, one of the coolest parts of the Black Swordsman arc is how he gets the sword. You know, where he...
I'm sure they'll go back to it. Because, don't forget, we saw Rickett. The kid's name is Rickett, right, from the Band of Hawks, like, the only survivor, right? That isn't like, the main character.
Are you talking about
the kid who throws... Yeah, the kid who stays with, like, the family, the Smith. You know who I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in next episode. I saw him in the...
You're talking about episode 4?
I saw him in the... Yeah, I saw him in the preview at the end of episode 3. So I just feel like they're going to tell the story, just not exactly in the right order, which is fine. Like, Berserk is this massive property that wasn't told chronologically anyway. Like, the manga doesn't tell the story chronologically. So I don't have a huge issue with where they started. I actually kind of feel like it was a decent place to start. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like this whole being faithful to the manga thing is always a bit of an odd discussion to me, because I'm not sure if that's really the complaint here. I haven't read or seen anything Berserk, so I'm not entirely sure if that's a complaint here, but I generally don't like the complaint of it's not faithful to the manga, because, like, you obviously need to change stuff and just to...
Sometimes. I mean, it depends on what spirit you're doing it. Like, from what I hear, the Kuma Miko ending, the bear anime, I don't know if I got the name right. The bear anime. That really fucking dropped the ball when it came to adapting the manga, from what I've heard.
It's actually, I've heard people actually interpret that, jump on that really quick, as like a director just kind of taking it and portraying it as it would be, as it, like, It's kind of like the manga carries those undertones, and the director kind of pulled those undertones out and showed them to the public, I guess, is what I heard as well. I've not seen it, so it's hard to really make a judgment.
I felt satisfied with Kumamiko's ending.
Really?
I was really confused.
I heard the mangaka had to apologize for it.
Oh, she did, I think. I'm not sure. They did. They did actually put apologize, mainly because of this. I haven't seen it, obviously, so I can't completely give it.
Also, time.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Berserk, one thing I want to say about Berserk, though, I think it's really funny that people screen capping some of the really stupid monsters and stuff. First off,
it's not animation.
they look exactly like they do in the manga. He drew them to look that stupid. And secondly, the CG looks just as bad as everything else. I don't understand why people are so surprised by this still.
It's the frame drops that really make this the whole scene silver. It's not the stills for the CG don't look bad, but whenever it fucking moves, it looks horrible.
Yeah. One thing I will say though is the OST is awesome. I really like the soundtrack.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That's good to hear, actually.
I don't think it...
Yeah, it's hit all of the notes. It's got really heavy metal stuff. It's got some orchestral stuff, and I want to say it's got a bit of really energetic EDM as well, in places. Okay. But it kind of it has this wide range, and it's just as fucking metal or epic as you want. I said in an Annie chart, I said don't expect a lot from this. Expect it to be at the very least Berserk, and Berserk is fantastic. And if it gets more people reading the Berserk manga, great. If it sells well, they might make it better. The movies looked an awful lot better. Is it by the same studio that made the movies?
I think so.
No. The studio was previously owned by TQ. Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, in that case, maybe not. But, I mean...
I kind of want that studio to go back to doing TQ, by the way. The director. The director is the guy that did all of TQ by himself, basically, which is incredible. The guy is fantastic. TQ is hilarious. Berserk just doesn't fit them. So.
Yeah, possibly. But I am, like I say, I'm content with it. I'm not happy, but goddamn, it's been so long since we've had something new Berserk. Something that they've adapted that there's never been adapted before. Seeing Lady Farnese and her Serpico is I want to say those are the names. I'm really bad with names, so if I got them wrong, Serpico. Yeah, those are two of my favorite characters in Berserk, and just seeing them is great. Same with Puck. We get to see Puck in the Berserk anime. How good is that?
I want to comment: stylized faces do not look good in CG.
No, they don't look great. Anyway, time. All
right.
Anyone watching Happy Magic Boys? Okay. Anyone watching Happy Dancing Boys?
Yep.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Chidanchi's really fun.
Chidanchi is a fun sports anime. I don't have much else to say.
Can I go?
That's a good summary.
Yeah,
okay, I feel I have the most negative view on this phone out of all of us.
Really?
It's not an entirely negative view, but I feel like it has a few things carrying it. But it's not much, and it's close to dropping for me.
Yeah, but Better Ray is so good.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's carrying it.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
I can't think of anything else that's really keeping me watching right now.
That's a shame.
It's, a lot of things. A lot of things about Cheer Boys are okay. They're okay. They exist, I guess. But they've not won me over, and I've been brought through a lot of the show, except whenever Glasses Guy is on, because Glasses Guy is genuinely hilarious, and
Better Ray is his name.
I find a lot of the show to be very. I find most of the show incredibly mediocre, but Glasses Guy or Better Ray is, which actually sounds. Dangerously close to battery. So
I do want to comment though. You don't often see the main protagonist being driven by a side character's dream.
Yeah. I kind of talked about that because this is something else we group watched before the podcast just to catch up. honestly, the main character doesn't feel very main charactery at all. Like it focuses on him as a main character, like narratively.
It feels like it's just being told
like
through
the
his
guy
perspective.
chasing, exactly. Like the guy chasing his dreams is blue-haired guy, the best mate.
It's kind of,
and I really like that dynamic.
Although
like,
I feel like the fact that they're pushing the audience's gaze towards him, I feel like that's going to be like a problem down the road. Like plot, not like a problem in the plot. Not like a bad thing, but like they're going to use that.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be part of the drama.
I will say,
definitely be like something along the lines of like.
To wrap up Cheerdanchi is my favorite sports anime this season.
I think Orange is a really good sports anime, to be honest.
To be fair, Orange has had more sports than any other anime this season. It's had softball and football.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you could hear the
there you go.
Actually,
It's the most sports
It's actually
anime.
the best football anime this season. I'm sorry.
Possibly. Okay, D. Greyman Hallow. Anyone?
Nope.
I'm saving it.
Okay. Danganronpa,
Nope.
part 1 or part 2? Okay, good,
planning on
because
it.
I'm actually averting my eyes from the visuals there.
Nope.
Because I'm currently watching Danganronpa 2 playthrough, and I don't want to get spoiled on who makes it through. So that's good.
All right.
If you guys wanted to talk about these animes, I probably would have left for a bit. Like, I'm really nervous about getting spoiled on this.
Okay.
Next, Dave.
Next football anime.
Yeah.
This is probably the anime I'm closest to dropping this season.
Like Days,
I'm not there
it's
yet.
just a
I'm
very
not there yet.
stereotypical, down to the template sports anime.
Yeah, I feel like there's.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like it doesn't mean it's going to be bad.
The problem I have with the show is that it has so little characterization somehow.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't feel like I
It
have
has
enough
so little
reasons to
character.
actually
Yeah,
root
it's-
for this guy.
Like,
I find, like, in a way, I'm enjoying Days. I don't hate it. I'm not bored
I'm not.
by it, but
Yeah.
but it's just, it's all so incredibly. I don't know. There's nothing that really stands out about it. It has it had charm in the first episode with like. Well, I really liked Tsukushi in his first episode, but like. It never went anywhere with it. It's just Tsukushi.
Yeah, that character hasn't progressed at all.
By episode 3, he's the same character, and he's still just someone that doesn't want to bother others. And like that character trait in itself is something that kind of bothers me.
Like, I don't like this.
It annoys me how
It's more subtle.
Yeah, it annoys me how like catered the plot is to the main character.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like,
know what you mean.
Just like everything, like why
Everything
did this?
works
Why
out
did
for him.
like?
I also don't like how it's like overnight he's like goes from being this awful runner to being like the guy at the top of the pack running up the steps,
that's
right?
obviously not very logical, but
and also like he goes from being shit at kicking the ball to smacking it really hard in the back of the net because he put his heart into it.
Okay.
Like sports anime for you, really.
Yeah.
I've only seen one episode,
kind
so I
of,
don't know.
but also not really. Like,
But it follows.
I don't feel like there's many
follows
sports
the
anime
template of
that,
most
like,
sports anime:
gets-
underdog to top dog.
Well, I don't know about
think
that.
the only-
I feel like a lot of the best sports anime I've seen, the main character doesn't start from zero. You know, they have disadvantages. Like,
I think
Haikyuu. That kid's been working his ass off for years. Like, it's just that he's short and he's not had an environment where he's been able to thrive.
He's no middle schooler who like can kill pigeons with a snowball. If he wanted to.
Yeah,
true.
I found that weird. Like, it was weird how that exchange of dialogue in the first episode of Battery between his brother and himself. His brother's just like, "No, I did not hit the bird. I was aiming for the bottom branch. But I know you could hit the bird, brother. That's why I didn't ask you."
Yeah, that was a bit awkward. Like, I just like it's
I'm
not.
quite sure.
Okay.
Days.
Lolly time.
Days.
Let's go. More on Days?
To get back to like this kind of thing of starting from the bottom, like at absolutely zero. I think the only show, and I really want to shout out this show right now, that I've ever seen do that is and do it incredibly well is Baby Steps. because Baby Steps starts at the very bottom, and I think the first season goes over like 2 years and shows his progress, shows like the main character's progress.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's very slow and very. I don't like the word realistic in this case, but it seems.
Well, like Baby Steps, it didn't.
Believable.
It wasn't all
Believable.
about the sport.
I disagree.
It kept you
I think Baby
entertained.
Steps was very, very much about the sport. It was
But, like, it didn't keep it. That wasn't the only
Time.
thing keeping you entertained.
I feel like what kept you entertained, what keeps me entertained at least, rewatching it right now, is a lot of the times the sport, but also just A-chan as a character. A-chan as a character is brilliant. He is possibly the most passionate character I've seen in anime. So,
I really want to watch it, and I will.
Baby Steps is brilliant. I love Baby Steps so much.
Fake
Yeah.
Glide Liner Prismalia.
Anybody watching?
Okay, so I know some of you are watching this. I know some of
I'm
you are
watching it.
I am not. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm so.
Kyle, are you watching this?
I've read the manga.
Oh, okay, I would have said like I'm surprised if Kyle doesn't know this one. It's got
Yeah.
lollies, and they get
it's
naked
Fate and it's
sometimes.
lollies.
And it's Fate.
Hey.
But yeah, Fate Collide is fun. It's really just fun. A lot of its charm lies in its absurdity. Like,
I have seen some really entertaining screenshots of
Yeah, same.
Kotomine making some food.
so good. It's so good. It's like, I imagine if you read the visual novel and stuff, it gets even better because like Kosamina making
Yeah.
food, for
Oh yeah,
example,
you
is
get-
a
you get-
reference
you get
to the
to
visual novel.
taste all the clever in jokes that they use.
Yeah.
Does he ever say rejoice shonen?
Yeah, he does. He does have that actually. He does like Yoda Kobe sword
nice.
Tatsuyada or something.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Nice.
And like, there's a lot of like the story is incredibly absurd, but that's where its fun comes from. And season 3 so far has really just been more of that. It's kind of been serious at points, but more, especially the latest episode, like episode 3, at the time of the recording, of course, is has been so much fun. It's so ridiculous, but it's just entertaining as hell. So
Sure. It's also the third series of this
yeah,
thing, so we
it's the
don't need
fourth
to.
even. Actually,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's
Is this the
yeah,
fourth?
so
season
it
of
is,
it.
there were two Zwei, weren't there?
yeah.
Fuck my ass! Why can't they just fund other Fate projects? I mean, I guess they are.
They
but
are.
I mean,
Because this is genuinely the
2-3.
one Fate project I've enjoyed the most.
They're using the Saber Cash
hey,
code to
dude,
fund
that
everything.
shaft has potential.
Okay,
that
good.
shaft one.
Excited.
Like Shaft doing
I'm
Fate is
super-
already super exciting.
Yeah.
You know me.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyone watching the next
Yes.
one?
Fukigen.
Fukigen no
Yeah.
Mononoke-an. Yep.
Okay, so all three of you are watching this?
Nope, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
Just to touch on it
Okay,
just
so
a
what do you
little
guys
bit.
reckon?
It's typical shonen comedy.
Kyle fell asleep.
I fell asleep, but then I woke up and understood the entire thing without really watching any of it.
It wasn't bad. It felt quite uninspired. I felt like
Yeah.
it didn't.
It feels
Yeah,
like
it didn't
just
give me
a
anything
typical
new.
shonen comedy.
Cool.
Like you basically have guy gets possessed by spirit, other guy can heal spirit, but wants him to work for him. Guy heals spirit, but then
plot
finds
twist.
out, stuff.
Okay. Handakun. Now this is an interesting
Sucks.
Yes, indeed.
one. I'm not going to say that I love Handakun, but I have been entertained by both episodes so far, and we'll keep watching it.
Okay.
The only thing I will say is it was a chore to watch the first episode.
Yeah,
Jared, did you hate it that much as well?
I dropped it. So and
really
that's
interesting.
like the only thing I've dropped this season. I even I just completely separate it from Barakamon, but it still just doesn't work for me.
It is completely separate from Barakamon.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not even Handa. It's a
realistically.
completely different character.
I mean, kind of. I mean,
it's a very different character, I'd say.
This, yes.
It's
I
a
mean,
different stage
yes,
in life,
it
but
is.
still, it doesn't feel the same.
It is, but also, like, this actually would make this would be, this origin story kind of makes sense. To be perfectly honest, that guy has a persecution complex. That guy has a shitty attitude in Barakamon. He really does.
I was kind of hoping that it would actually... I didn't know it was a comedy. Like a straight-up comedy. I was hoping it was just going to be...
I thought it was...
you didn't know going into it, right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I heard that it was...
I didn't expect it to be this. Like... So, Handokun is one of the most bonkers comedy anime I've ever seen. It really, like, tries to do something that other comedy anime don't really try and do. It, like, the first episode, it spends half of the first episode completely outside the fourth wall. Yeah. Like, they've got the Handa fan club is, like, sending letters to Dio Media to get the first episode because they missed it on TV. And, like... I like those 4 characters. I thought they were quite entertaining. The premise of that was like, yeah, okay, they could make an anime like that, but to start your anime off with, that's pretty good. And doing the delayed OP as well,
really
I like that.
As well.
Tom,
yeah, it was the first half. That was the first half. They, I would say it dragged on a little bit, but like I say, I don't think they could sustain that for any longer than they did.
Really quick question: have you watched Osomatsu-san?
Probably not.
I highly recommend. But I
completely recommend you watch episode 1. It's not available legally though. But it's because episode 1 of Osomatsu-san is basically that. It's them going on about how they could possibly make a show that's I don't know, 60 years old or something. How they could possibly make that something a modern audience would like. That's the entire first episode,
okay,
so...
Sure, yeah, okay, so maybe it's not as inspired as I thought, but it's still novel.
I was just saying, like, you should really check that out if you like that, because...
Cool.
Sometimes
I might check that out.
By the way, it's on Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm, it is.
At least in the UK.
Oh, cool. I'll add it to my queue.
Except episode 1.
Oh, what?
Yeah, episode 1 was, they had copyright issues because they were referencing
episode 1 is no longer available.
Really? Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm sure I'll be able to find it somewhere. I'll manage.
Hatsukoi monster.
So going forward into episode 2, it definitely settles down into more of a rhythm, and it's kind of like the premise of Handokun is unintentional Sakamoto. Like, Handa thinks everyone hates him, but through a series of misunderstandings, he is acting like the coolest guy imaginable, and everybody loves him. And that's the gimmick of Handokun.
That's another reason I don't like it, probably. Misunderstandings. Like, so many.
I do quite enjoy them. They are actually quite clever. Some of the ones in episode 2 are quite clever.
Okay.
Like, because basically the way they have to write these jokes is from 2 different perspectives and make sure that they work at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, Handa's got his perspective and the rest of the class have got their perspective. And they need to meet in the middle for it all to make sense, but they need to make sense individually as well. So that's actually, I actually think it's quite cleverly written. But no, I like the comedy a lot. I do like the comedy. I also like the fact that the X equals 12 is still on the board.
Yeah. You have actually tempted me to try episode 2.
Yeah, I mean,
just
give it a try.
I mean...
Give it a try. It's what I will say about Handokun is it is not a very broad type of comedy. It's definitely it's trying to do something kind of new and kind of novel, and they're going to alienate some people from that. However, I think it's good. You know, like, people who don't like my type of comedy will probably like it. But just the one thing I will say is, do not expect Barakamon from it. That's not what it is at all.
You shouldn't even expect Handa.
To be honest, yeah.
Like,
pretty much.
Don't relate them, I would say.
I mean, I do get a small nugget of enjoyment from the fact that, like, okay, this is why Handokun is such a
joke.
Yeah, such a shitty, like, got such a shit attitude in Barakamon. This is what happened to him to make him such a bitter human being. So that's fun. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm on the other side of the fence with this one. It seems like not many people like Handokun, but I do. I'm on the other side of the problem from Amanchu. So,
yeah.
Like I say, with both, check it out. See, make your own mind up.
I'll give it 5 minutes.
Hatsukoi Monster or
Hatsukoi Monster made me fucking scream. Whether in a good way or a bad way, I still don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I like to refer to this one. I like to refer to this anime as Super Lovers Hetero Edition.
I actually heard that it's surprisingly decent. I've not seen it, but just like as in defense for it, from what I've heard, it's actually a surprisingly funny show.
Terrible.
Don't read anything about it and watch the first episode.
Yeah,
I guess.
I mean, it's too late for that, but
I just want to say for the record, it isn't okay if it's straight.
What?
It's still okay. So Super Lovers, it was.
I know what you mean.
It was an older dude and a younger kid.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Just because in this series it's a guy and a girl doesn't make it any more okay. It's still not okay. That's my stance.
Yeah.
Like, this is.
And just
I really do not appreciate anime like doing this stuff, like getting little children romantically involved with older characters.
I can understand that.
As different as you don't think.
They're not little kids.
This kid's a fifth grader. And she's 15. I mean, I guess because she's not an adult, it's not as gross as Super Lovers, I guess. But it's still not really okay. Like, let's be honest here. This is...
Yeah, it's still...
There's something a little bit... There's something a little bit
The basic premise is that you have to constantly remind yourself, oh, this guy who looks like he's 20 is not 20. In fact, he's like 7 or 8. Or even younger.
It's like,
it says here 5th grader, but I don't know exactly how old that is. Anyway, did any of us... Okay, anyone got anything to say on that? Because we really need to crack the whip here.
No, that's fine.
Okay,
The Edge.
Next one.
The Edge.
Anyone watching this?
It was occasionally hilarious.
Yeah, well, this is like the divine gate of the season, I think. This is like the unintentional,
I would say hilarious,
edgy comedy.
ironically.
So Divine Gate.
Yeah. It's not my hilarious, it's Divine Gate hilarious.
No. Like, oh god, this MC.
Well, it's not that
Can't
bad.
do anything right. Please,
okay,
Kyle.
Okay, so let's move on, if we haven't got much to say about that one. This next one, the Art Club anime, is the first thing I dropped this season.
I love it.
I
haven't seen it.
I really like it.
Jonas, you said you really liked it. I don't... Those jokes land so far away from my sense of humour.
Yeah, I can see that. It's,
Otaku jokes do absolutely nothing to me.
I feel like what kept me watching the show after episode 1 isn't necessarily, the jokes. For once, I really like them. I kind of like the characters themselves, not as, like... I don't like the jokes as much. They didn't really make me laugh or anything. It's more of a thing where I like these characters. And I somewhat enjoy these interactions, as in, not the jokes themselves, but how people react to these jokes, I guess. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I guess. And, like, her getting exasperated with him, and the teacher being really deadpan.
Yeah, basically. And another thing that hugely stands out about this is, like, the production of it. Because... Like, obviously, this is not, like, the greatest material ever. This isn't, like a highly acclaimed manga or anything. But the show looks so damn good. There's, like, one cut in episode 1 that's genuinely, like, my favourite bit of animation in a season where Mob Psycho has. So...
yeah, but...
Oh my god, but, like, what about the scene in the Mob Psycho OP where the egg is frying and... the egg is, like, cracking open? To the beat of the music. Oh my god. Or the bit where the explosion turns into broccoli.
Honestly, nothing, not a scene, like there's one scene in Mob Psycho, like 2 scenes, in terms of animation that stood out to me. All of it looked incredible, but none of it stuck in my mind. But we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. Okay, yeah, we're really close to Mob Psycho. Yeah. I guess we have to go through Love Live to get there.
I'm looking forward to Love Live.
Yeah.
Love Live.
But yeah, Kunobi.
I know.
Sorry.
Tsushima!
I need to talk about Kunobi, because Kunobi is really cool. And, like, the animation, and especially the lighting looks gorgeous. Like, you remember that one scene on the bridge in the middle of the episode? Tom?
Wait, are you talking about... What are you talking about here? Oh, no, I dropped it super early on. I dropped it like halfway into the first episode.
Okay. Because like there's like an episode... There's like... During the first episode, there's actually a relatively emotional moment already. And...
Okay.
The moment itself really shouldn't work. We barely know these characters or anything, but the execution makes it shine so much.
I have to ask, talking about lighting and bridges, is it Kisniver level of lighting and bridges?
It can't be Kisniver's lighting.
Kisniver's lighting was incredible, so it's not quite there.
And the bridge scene, the lighting on the bridge scene. The
lighting in like all so of Kisniver.
Yeah, true.
It's incredible.
Yeah, Kisniver is one of the best looking shows of the year, so... Like, Kunobi's not quite on that level yet, but... for what it is, Kunobi looks really good, and I really enjoy it.
I'll definitely watch it.
Okay, I just want to say about the next anime, my favourite Aqua in Love Live is Eli.
Holy shit. Wow.
Sorry, say that one more time.
I don't even know the names.
My favourite Aqua in Love Live is Eli.
Wait, sorry. Say that one more time.
Please don't.
I can't understand autism.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been sitting on that joke for a few weeks.
Oh, okay.
A few weeks. I've been waiting for an opportunity to bring up Love Live on the podcast, so I could share that beautiful creation with you guys. That is all I have to contribute to this discussion. So you guys go.
Tsushima.
Johanne.
Tsushima.
I can't remember their names.
Hair color.
Tsushima, the girl who believes herself to be an alien.
Yeah, it's Johanne. That's Johanne.
The Chumi is pretty great.
Okay, good.
Are we literally all on the same page for waifu?
Nice.
But she showed up to school the first day and then hasn't been there since. So
That
episode 2.
sounds like a knockoff
Naruto
Nico.
run in episode 2 though. Her Naruto run in the classroom in episode 2.
Oh yeah.
That was so good. I don't know, she's great.
It's actually a really good looking show.
She's not even the Nico of the season, that's the great thing. There's one that's even trashier.
Oh.
Like, there's one character that basically just tries to invalidate every other Muse fan by saying she knows more than them.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen those screencasts.
It's pretty fucking great.
It's like a quiz for Love Live fans. Make themselves feel better.
But yeah, Sunshine is everything that was Love Live, and that made Love Live good, and it's even better.
I actually didn't really like the first Love Live.
Okay, here's a question. Could I start watching Love Live Sunshine?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's callbacks to the first season, but they don't really contribute much. So you can absolutely.
I might do that. I might actually do that.
Love Live Season 1 and Season 2 were incredibly fun. I really enjoyed them. But Sunshine has everything that those two had, and like all the momentum, all the fun, all the characters. They don't have the
character designs as well.
Yeah, they're great. But it has all of that, and it does it even better, and I'm so glad.
One thing I find funny is that since they done Love Live, they covered a lot of stereotypical personality tropes, and this time they're forced to delve deep in the recesses of anime history to pull out tropes and build new tropes that we haven't seen before.
That makes me want to watch this a lot
even
more.
though a lot of the characters do form parallels with the past Love Live members.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I just want to give
a shout out Boob Hunter x Hunter.
Massive memories.
Jared, what's your shout out before we start talking about tits?
Love Live. Some of its transitions are really fun. Really fun or really good.
Is it as good as the black and yellow transition from Chiyodanshi?
That's okay, ads are on. Go listen to this.
Wait, wasn't that just an eye catcher?
Yeah, it was an eye catch.
Yeah,
but Tom or anyone here, have you guys seen the transitions in JoJo recently?
No,
I haven't seen JoJo.
I think I might have seen Sakuga.
I've been retweeting Kevin on Twitter has been constantly retweeting, constantly tweeting about them every episode, and they're so good.
Do we have?
Yeah.
Transitions are cool, but we need to speed up. Does anyone have anything to say about the Boot Anime? Has anyone watched episode 1 of this?
All right. Let me tell you a story about my childhood.
10 seconds. Oh, please, dude. 10 seconds or less.
All right. Let's see. All right. Big boobs is bad. Medium boobs is bad. Light-haired boobs is good. Haven't seen Loli and haven't seen the other girl. It's hot. It's pretty hot.
I'm personally not.
There you go.
It's hot garbage. Nice.
But our other friend likes it as well. So,
like,
if you're into that, go for it.
I don't feel satisfied unless I watch one like pure ecchi for the season.
Okay. I feel like I should start counting.
Please.
Count to 100?
It'll take a long time, though.
I mean, they pretty much do half the work in the OP. Like, they do skip a lot of it, but I think they don't go all the way to 100. I think they stop at 30 and start again at 80.
Well, no, what happens is like the beat makes up for it. Because they stop counting and the beat keeps going, but then they pick up.
I think this might be the second best OP I've ever seen.
It's so cool. Like,
this is one of the coolest fucking OPs I have ever goddamn seen. Honestly, like, I'm way more excited when clicking on Mob Psycho to watch the fucking OP than I am to watch the
I wish I had some ecstasy when I watched the OP.
Oh my god, that OP is so good. I do want to say it's not as good as Kids Niver's OP, but it's damn close.
I don't actually remember the opening. Though. I honestly don't remember the opening at all.
What?
So for Mob Psycho, are you?
I mean, I watched episode 1, but
oh my god. Yeah, Jonas, just go watch the opening.
There you
right
go,
now.
Jonas, being contrarian again.
I'm sorry. I mean, Mob Psycho is like my contrarian show of the season. I need that.
I think there might be more than just that.
It looks so good. That scene in episode 1 where the ghost was like, it was like an oil painting.
Yeah, that was cool. It was actually an oil painting.
Oh!
Never seen that before.
Yeah.
So cool.
Episode 2 as well had it nice. Like, it transitioned into his face.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Like, I think more than
really
any other anime, I'm just perfectly content just to look at this. However, I was very hyped for Mob Psycho. There was a lot of hype in general for Mob Psycho. It still has time to deliver on that hype. Yeah. But so far, it's been really fun. It's been really funny.
I'm already sold on it.
And it's been really exciting. It's just not been as much of those things as I think we were expecting.
It's been none of those things for me.
I didn't expect too much.
Like I wasn't like expecting a ton of Mob Psycho either. I went into it thinking like, okay, I'll have some fun.
The people behind Mob Psycho and One Punch Man can take pretty much any premise, and it could be, well, I don't want to trigger people, but it could be a really boring premise about a guy who just doesn't want to do anything but lays around, and take that and make it look really amazing.
I mean, they're entirely different styles. Like, those literally are two completely different.
Are they entirely?
Styles. Yeah, it's an entirely different style.
But they're both clearly extremely talented.
Oh yeah, they're both insanely talented styles. I was just like pointing out those are completely different people.
The key point here is they're both one.
But one doesn't really have anything to do with that.
No, one is literally the luckiest anime fan in history.
Yeah, seriously.
He's put his fucking stick figures on the internet, and he's got two of the best, the highest production, and just the most gorgeous looking anime of the last 10 years.
Definitely.
Like, goddamn, this guy's living the fucking dream. Like, I swear to God, this guy won the fucking Holy Grail War or something.
It's Tosaka 1.
I in a way, I'm super happy for one. Like, but also, I do feel like that One Punch Man is like that. It's not just the fact that One Punch Man looks cool. It has a really fucking strong premise and characters and world. Mob Psycho, not as much. I feel like One Punch Man is a much stronger property than Mob Psycho.
They certainly have more fun with One Punch Man. I didn't like. I'm one of those people that's again being contrarian. that didn't actually like One Punch Man as much. I don't think it was bad. It just wasn't as great. And Mob Psycho is
that's fair,
even more so that it's just like I wasn't expecting it to be great. I was expecting to have some fun with it, but it's not really even been that. It's been good animation to look at, but I can look at good animation as Sakugaboru. So
I was actually surprised how much more there was. I was kind of surprised how much more there was than just like, because all I knew I would get from it is good animation.
Yeah,
like really interesting animation.
Sure.
But I've actually really enjoyed it.
I'm not saying I am not saying that Mob Psycho is bad. I'm not saying it's boring. I'm just saying it's a little underwhelming.
Yeah, for me.
But really, does it matter when it looks that good?
I mean, the thing is, to me, that nothing about One Punch Man's animation actually overwhelmed me. It was really like I looked at it and I realized this looks really fucking good, but it was like
technically good.
It was technically good, yeah. But it...
Dude, when Jonas does that flying kick and the fabric of his jeans is
are we talking about One Punch Man, not Mob Psycho right now?
Yeah, you were talking about One Punch Man.
I'm sorry, I meant Mob Psycho. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I meant Mob Psycho, not One Punch Man.
Honestly, that makes less sense, because I feel like Mob Psycho has way more fucking impressive shit going on than One Punch Man.
The difference is, like, Mob Psycho is better on a technical level, but I feel like the animation was better used in One Punch Man.
Like I said, I think that comes down to the source material.
I think it just comes down to opinions at this point.
It doesn't... everything comes down to
One Punch Man has more opportunities to shine. Like, literally, what has Mob done at this point? It looks cool, but...
I mean, what does One Punch Man do? What does One Punch Man do for the first episode?
No, that's the thing. One Punch Man evaporates monsters the size of cities with a single punch. That's cool shit. Mob Psycho, the mobs walked into a tunnel and yelled at a ghost.
A ghost that's apparently like insanely strong as well. I mean, doing like the animation...
it's not...
You can give the animation a point.
It's not the same scope.
And even if not, the problem is that why does Mob Psycho have that animation then? If it's only that, why does it have it? Why does it need it?
That's a good question, honestly.
I would say that is a good question. I am wondering myself if Mob Psycho is strong enough a property to warrant this level.
I mean, I wouldn't say warrant, but I feel like
adaptation.
The animation doesn't help it. I wouldn't say it's not strong enough. I wouldn't say it's not strong enough a property.
I think you guys are splitting hairs at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Maybe
we should hurry up.
No, this is.
Yeah, we do need to hurry up.
I'm going to finish this and then we can go with the next one. It's just that, like, I wouldn't say that it's not good enough a property or anything. That completely depends, of course, but it doesn't need it. It doesn't feel like the animation adds anything to what it does to me.
Oh, I disagree with that. If this was a regular animated anime, I would have dropped it by now.
I mean,
like if this was literally a story about a guy who comes home from school to work for a paranormal agency.
Like, it's so fitting.
I do say that the property does allow them to go into this really psychedelic experimental stuff that is really cool. I don't think many properties allow that kind of creative freedom and it to fit.
I guess I can see that, yeah.
But I do think they probably could have found something better to throw this much crazy shit
it's,
at.
It's just kind of, I don't know, it's...
Like, can you imagine if Soul Eater looked this good?
Soul Eater looked good.
It didn't look this good.
Yeah. It was also
I'm honestly thinking
years ago.
No, okay. Can you imagine if Soul Eater looked this experimental? Then, you know what I mean? It's like kind of like crazy, and I feel like there are properties out there that are wacky and psychedelic enough.
Doesn't afford it that much creativity, but as with like one's art style, you can basically interpret it any way and still.
That is true.
I feel like Soul Eater with that kind of animation art style would feel weird. It feels like I think what I'm trying to get at is that it feels like it's animation for the sake of animation. It's
possibly
not.
I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's not. it's kind of hard to explain.
I think everybody gets what you mean.
Right. Okay, good.
At least sympathize. Maybe not empathize, but sympathize.
Mm-hmm. It also has a long way to go. I kind of still feel like they're kind of laying the brickwork here.
That could, of course, be. It's just like
episode 2 starts getting into it a little bit, but
there was. I do have to say I liked the comedy in episode 2 quite a lot.
Oh yeah.
The telepathy club was really funny.
Mm.
And the punchline at the end of that episode of him joining the bodybuilding club, brilliant. That was brilliant. That is one sense of humor, and I really like one sense of humor.
Okay, considering I didn't like episode 1 at all, would you recommend me to watch episode 2?
Oh yeah,
yeah, I would.
Okay.
I would. I don't think it would hurt. I think there's
because at this point the show's dropped for me.
I think you need to watch episode 2 just so you can see that OP in action, dude.
It also has more like it shows more of what the story is actually going for.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. I would actually say episode 2 is better.
If I can be asked to watch episode 2, I'll do so. Because so far it's been a lot of like, I really don't want to do this, so I'll see.
Give you $10.
Sure, fair enough. I made it halfway through episode 2 of Amanchu to try and like really give it a go. So you can make it halfway through episode 2 of Mob Psycho.
What you came to is basically I don't need to watch this to validate why I don't like this.
Yeah, but I still went half an episode more than you did with Mob Psycho. So
but
that's a whole 10 minutes.
Okay. We really need to move forward.
Okay.
I said out the gate that I really want this episode to be under 2 hours if possible, 2 hours 30 at maximum. And I think at the rate we're going, we're looking at about 2 hours
30.
I'm gonna say we're looking at about 2 hours 10 to wrap up here. So let's crack on.
Right. Momokuri.
Momokuri. Anyone watching this?
It is cute. Okay. Funny.
I had no expectations, but like these characters.
Yeah, the basic premise is it opens up with this girl confessing her love to a boy, and then boy says yes, and then you find throughout the episode it basically shows you how diabolically insane this girl is over the top.
She's been obsessed with him for a long time,
and she's older than him by 1 year.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. I have a very important question. The answer to this question will determine whether or not I watch it. How old are these kids?
They're like middle school.
Maybe middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah.
I think so.
I guess that actually might work for that.
It's
that
pretty,
kind of plot.
I was about to say innocent, but actually that might not be true.
Because, like, obviously a romance anime set in middle school is not going anywhere.
It's very
there's not much romance. There's not much romance they could pack into that, but I guess a comedy could work. Maybe I'll check that out. I'm watching way too much stuff this season, though. I really need to drop stuff more than pick stuff up at this point.
There are half-length episodes, if that helps at all.
That does help a little. Is it on Crunchyroll?
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay. No, I'm not picking that up. Not yet.
Okay.
7 Deadly Sins
it's
season
not,
2.
It's airing in like 40 days.
Oh yeah. This is the thing that's going into the Arzan spot, isn't
they're
it?
sharing a slot this season, which is really weird.
Alderman on the sky.
It is on Crunchyroll. Momokuri.
It's on Crunchyroll? Oh shit, okay, sorry about that.
It is for me, I know.
Nejimaki seirei senki. Tenkyo no aredemen.
Holy shit, are you
This is...
I think you fucked up that last word.
Yeah, I fucked up.
Are you Kirei? Are you actually Kirei?
Kind of bit my tongue there.
I took a little bit of satisfaction out of that because fuck you for being able to speak Japanese that well.
Yeah, well, he's been...
I can barely manage the single word. Do you want to hear me say that? Yes. Nejimaki seirei senki tenkyu no
Tenkyo.
Tenkyo no Alderamin.
Nejimaki seirei senki tenkyu no Alderamin.
Alderman on the skies.
Yeah.
No, fuck y'all. Anyway, I'm off. Is it good?
I
didn't watch
like
this. Is it good?
I always find favor for protagonists who are confident to any level, and there's a part in this where protagonist remarks on this little girl, and she's like, 15 years and she'll be perfect.
Or no, she'll be ripe.
She'll be ripe, even better.
How old's this little girl?
She's like 12.
Yeah.
How much did he say?
15 years. He likes the mold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a creepy thing to say about a 12-year-old, but at the very least, he likes 27-year-old girls.
He's being truthful.
I liked them a surprising amount, though.
It's fun. It's fun.
It was actually quite enjoyable.
So guys, is it Studio Madhouse or Studio Badhouse?
Well, we've only seen the first episode.
Yeah.
It's Studio Badhouse mainly because it's actually all outsourced to Korean studios.
Oh, right.
I mean, like most of Madhouse shows at this point, but...
Well, yeah, probably.
But yeah.
Okay. I actually want to talk about New Game. This is my surprise hit.
I told you all it was going to be good.
This is one
season. God damn.
How is that a surprise?
New Game is great.
Yeah,
or is it because you don't like Slice of Life?
I looked at it and it did not look interesting to me.
Look, video games.
That alone doesn't interest me at all. Like the premise that they're making video games is not a particularly engaging premise to me.
But it's
not. The good point for me, it's really I see a slice of life comedy and the name of Doga Koba behind it, and I'm sold on it.
I almost thought you were going to say Comet Lucifer.
No thanks.
Please don't bring that back up.
I really like New Game. It might be the thing that when I see a new episode has come out, it's the first thing I watch. Like, there's some stuff I kind of have to force myself into watching this season, even though I'm liking it. I just kind of have to like drag my heels.
It's kind of orange for me.
91 Days for that. Yeah. For me, that's like 91 Days. It's like orange. It's,
you said you always want to watch New Game.
Yeah.
But when I see like new games out, I'm like, oh, I'm dropping everything. I want to watch a new game. Like, I don't know what it is. It's really digestible, like extremely digestible.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I need something like that.
Yeah, it's a great show. Honestly, I think
easy to watch.
Yeah, it is. God, I love those characters so much. I like all of them.
Yeah,
it's so super fun. But
can we all agree that shy brown-haired girl is best girl?
Oh, she's one of them.
She's one of the best.
I've only seen one.
Are you talking about the one that can't talk but can text really fast?
Yeah.
Yeah, and has the hedgehog as a
she's
pet.
best girl.
What?
She is best girl. I don't usually go for... the thing is, though, I don't really have a type of girl. I go with whatever the best girl of a show is. Like, I don't like hyper girls, but Nico was the best girl of Kids Neither. I don't really like shy girls, but that shy girl is the best girl in this series.
I wonder what my favourite girl is. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
That'll have to develop over time.
Yeah.
I really want the main character to change her fucking outfit, though. I don't like her outfit at all, or her hairstyle.
I doubt that the hairstyle changed. Maybe the outfit as like a symbolic thing of what she's going.
Like I really like the costume design in this anime is actually really good across the board. I really like the professional stuff that some of the girls are wearing. Like the girl who got wasted at the party and Shy Girl. I like their clothes a lot. I just wish they kind of like varied them up a bit. So there was more to compliment.
Yeah, I mean, varying up is something that we don't really get a lot in anime, sadly. I wish we did.
Nah. Oh, Cheer Danshi though.
Yeah, Cheer Danshi does it well.
that fat guy had a different shirt on every single day and had a different type of food on it.
That was a good touch.
But yeah, I think
that was so good.
I mean, like the entire time.
Honestly, if we're talking about like casual stuff outside of school and stuff, it's like clothes design is something that makes such a difference. I love looking at clothes design.
Yeah,
Jonas.
Me too.
I should watch it. But guys, really quickly, Super Teka After or The Perfect Insider had such good clothes. It's great. Or anything really about Inyo Asano. Inyo Asano has such cool fashions. It's so much fun to watch this stuff. But yeah.
And then there is Orange.
This is a really interesting series.
It is for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not having a flawless experience with it. I have some problems visually. I have some problems narratively, but I really like this. This show's got a lot of heart, and that comes across. And I kind of have to like push myself into watching each episode as it comes out, but I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I had to kind of push myself into watching episode 2 today, but like once episode 2 ended, I was like, oh fuck, I really want to watch episode 3 now. So I guess that kind of shows it's a good show. Yeah. I said this before, like to you, Tom, but what makes Orange to me was after episode 1 at least was the group of characters being the group of characters, because like they work so well together, and I mean that gets less in episode 2 and 3, which I find kind of sad.
I understand where you're coming from. I do. I think it's more to do with the writing of like the banter, the general banter, and it's not just the group. Like a lot of character interaction. It's just random people in the class.
It does feel.
They have like
alive.
Oh yeah.
They have really natural banter, like teenage banter going back and forth, and
filler script banter.
It really draws you into that high school setting. I still say that there are some characters in that group that have had at this point way too little development. Glasses guy and black-haired girl have had.
Why do you
for them having so much screen time
at this point? I mean.
I still don't know anything about them. I don't know.
Development. That's more characterization.
They've had so little lines. And
but that's not development. That's
interaction and agency in the group.
They need both.
Well, you need those things to develop a character.
It's not development. They haven't had development yet. Yeah, but they don't really need it at this point. As for characterization,
okay, development. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're right. I did use the wrong term.
Sorry,
characterization.
It's just like whenever I hear people, talk about like this character had no character development oftentimes, and it's like really.
Yeah. No.
Okay, sorry.
That was my faux pas. I do mean characterization, and I'm starting to say at this point it's probably the biggest flaw I have with the series.
I think
the fact that there are two characters on screen a lot, which I feel I know almost nothing about.
I feel like I know enough about them to have a general idea of their character, and I don't think we need much more than that at the moment.
No, by this point, by the end of episode 3, I should know these characters.
I mean, they're
just like vaguely inferring what their personality is by their actions and their demeanor. I mean, they need lines of dialogue introducing them, like who they are.
I disagree.
Yeah, all we find out about them is in the letter from Kakeru.
For once, that is a very good introduction, but I think a lot of Orange's characterization, especially for Black-Haired Girl, comes from the way she speaks and the way she acts, especially.
That is characterization, yes, but it is very little.
Not very little.
Enough.
A lot of what comes in terms of characterization, and a lot of good shows, comes from how they act. A lot of New Game's characterization was in how they act, not.
Yeah, because they have lines. Like
no, I mean, I don't mean lines. I don't mean lines. A lot of New Game's characterization, New Game's characterization comes through simply how they move, etc. Shy Girl, Shy Girl doesn't say she's shy. Shy Girl's shy because she.
It actually does kind of say she's shy. She's like, oh, you can't talk to her face to face. You need to message on the computer. I'm not saying that like counters your point, but it's not a good example.
But you knew that you knew that she was shy before that was said, right?
Jonas, I'm way past you at this point. I'm not talking about I can infer what their personalities are at this point. But I'm saying I've not been introduced to them as characters.
They don't.
I don't know anything about these characters.
I mean, what do you mean?
Because they are on the screen. They are on the screen for a significant amount of time each episode. At this point, I should know who these characters are.
I don't feel the need to know them well.
Yeah.
Just
no, I don't. Nice. I just need they need an introduction.
What do you mean as an introduction? What is an introduction to you?
An introduction is orange-haired dude, coming up behind the character, grabbing him behind the back and saying, come on, dude, join the football team. Or the orange-haired girl saying, "Oh, come on, guys, we're going to go to my mum's bakery and get bread." That's character introduction.
Okay.
It tells me something about who they are, what their story is. But we've had nothing. I'm not saying it's a massive complaint, but it is my major complaint with the series.
Episode for once, look at
series.
For once, look at episode 3. Jared said this already. Like there's the letter from Kakure's letter that does for once characterize them in that way if you want it that way.
Yeah.
And I think they've done enough, especially like Glasses Guy has done enough to really know like what this character is.
The most Glasses Guy has done is put his butt in the air
about his character,
and sit on the desk. It does. To be fair, he's had a lot more than.
Yeah, I agree that she's.
But I still don't think he's had enough. I agree that
she doesn't have much, but I don't think that she needs much more. Like,
I'm sure she's going to get it eventually. I just feel like it's been poorly. Like a character that has been on the screen for this amount of time should have had it by now.
Let me ask this then. What do you think?
I think there are better things we could talk about.
Yeah, I know.
You guys are getting quite hung up on this.
We've had this discussion before.
No, we had a big discussion about this episode.
I wanted to continue really quickly, sorry. The question is, to me, just...
Okay.
What would it have contributed to the series if she had that characterization?
Not massively. I'm not saying that this is a series killing fault. I'm just saying that
it's minor.
It's a minor issue, but it's still an issue. Like, it's a bigger issue than I can find with a lot of other shows I'm liking a lot this season.
And I feel like that minor issue hasn't had any effect on the show at all. At least for me, it hasn't had any effect.
Not for you, yeah.
I mean, in my head, it's come up pretty much every episode. Who is this girl? Is like I've wanted to know more about this girl every single episode, and she's been there. She's talking to the friends, but she's got very little lines of dialogue, and it's kind of frustrating at this point because I think she looks like a cool character.
But yeah, other than that, Orange is incredible. I like.
Yeah. So what do you like about it?
I like the thematic work a lot. About regrets and like. Regretting to not do something.
I really love that concept a lot. Especially the same series that Real Life came out. The same season Real Life came out. And I guess in a way V0 as well. Like this idea of like going back and undoing your mistakes. I feel like each of these series have touched on a different aspect of that idea.
I've not seen either of those.
But take my word for it. They do that. But not in the same way Orange does. But, I mean, this is the year of time travel anime. I think we've established that. And pretty much every time travel anime, to a degree, has been decent. And done something different as well. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of cool.
But yeah, Orange is great. I want to watch more Orange.
My 2 cents on the series.
I'm hooked.
I'll keep watching it. I don't expect much out of it.
Okay.
Me personally, it's a little too realistic for my tastes.
I mean, he does like HX8.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I don't like HXH. I like boobs.
I mean, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Come on, let's go.
Puzzle and Dragon.
I feel like Orange is. I will say though, Orange is definitely one of the anime we're going to be talking about a lot this
year. Definitely a contender for anime this season for me.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like narratively, this is doing the most. Like this series interests me the most narratively.
Yeah.
Okay, Puzzle Dragons X. Anyone watching this?
Nope.
I am.
Not yet.
Wait, someone's watching this? Who's watching this? I heard an I am.
I watched the first episode.
Oh, when did
do you even need to talk about it though? Like,
No, I don't. Just
have you got 3 words?
Let's
Describe
just go.
it in 3 words. Okay. Let's just go. That was your 3 words.
Shonen.
Cadelia Code. Anyone watching this?
Oh god.
Quillidia Code was something.
Stupid.
Next.
Okay, the one thing I want to say about Quillidia Code is it's a QU, so it's a Qu. It's not a K, because K is a Q without the U.
Yeah,
so
Quillidia.
Quillidia. Quillidia, that's it.
Chlamydia Code.
Yes.
Okay.
It's your basic.
Like
I feel like it's your basic light novel action.
High school kind of.
Cool.
Or no, it's an original.
But it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and then
that's pretty funny that we've crossed the bridge now. We're at the point where original anime are just light novel adaptations.
I mean, this is by the way, guys, this is a joint project by 3 light novel authors. So it is a joint project by light novel authors for Data Live, Odegairu, and another one. So
what the hell?
Cool.
Yeah, I'll just say Quality Code doesn't leave much to be impressed about.
Yeah,
so far.
Not expecting as much.
Yeah.
Regalia,
what about this next one?
Regalia, the 3 Sacred Stars. It starts off really not good, but it's got
interesting.
It's got a really cool mech battle at the end. That's the only props I can give it.
Quite good. Yeah. Especially like the main.
Yeah, the designs of the mechs are pretty cool.
There's some quite nice animation as well, as far as I remember. But I mean, that's pretty much all I liked about it.
Cool.
And then
we can't really talk about Real Life because it's not a first impression if I finish the series. So
yeah. Plus, me and Jared haven't seen it yet.
I do think because we're not going to be able to talk about Real Life as it airs because it's finished. Like it got released as a batch, like Netflix series do. I kind of binge watched it over a week, and I really, really liked it. I think it's worth talking about. So because we're not going to really be able to talk about it until the end of season thing at all, I think it would be a really good candidate to do an episode on.
I think that sounds good. Yeah,
could even do a joint with something else.
I know that. I think someone on the podcast outside of you already finished it, right?
I finished it. I don't know who else has finished it, to be perfectly honest.
I doubt Cassie has. She's been
Cassie has. I think Ravi might have finished it.
Ravi might have.
Yeah, Ravi's been watching a shit ton, so I wouldn't be surprised.
He has. I think Ravi's been watching like more than most of us.
Yeah,
he's like on par with you, like you two crazy dudes.
Yeah,
you like watch everything. I think.
Oh wow.
When he goes back to school, though, that's going to go down to watching one thing a season. Bless him. He's watching anime while he still can. But no, I really did enjoy Real Life. It might end up being one of my favorite things from this season, depending on how things play out.
Okay.
Next on, me and Jared haven't seen Rewrite, but then
haven't either.
Not yet.
All I've ever heard
me neither.
Is bad things about it.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about it.
Yeah, as well. I know one person who really likes it, but they like the visual novel a lot. So
okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
Okay. Has anyone seen Scared Rider Sex?
Sadly, yes.
Actually, we have. I thought we hadn't. But
yeah, we did.
I still feel like I still feel like I'm taking the piss when I say that name. Like that can't be the real name.
Like maybe Sacred.
Jared Rider's Sex.
Scared Rider Sex.
It is.
Okay.
It is bad.
Cool.
Yeah, I can't really remember it.
No, it was the one where the guys in the tight suits, the Super Sentai style. I know which one it was. I just can't really remember much. Which it's based off an Otome video game, if I recall correctly.
Yes. It is, yeah.
You could tell.
I couldn't.
I absolutely could.
I think that says a lot about the amount of Otome games you guys play.
Oh, of course.
Servamp.
Servant plus vampire, as I am led to believe.
They explain it in the show.
I kind of
like text on the screen. Oh,
yeah. God.
If it's really demographed. Like if you're not.
Afujo.
You're either gonna not like it or you're gonna like it. I like vampires, so I've got at least a little inkling of interest.
I don't really care about it.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay, I do want to say one thing about Servamp. That is that in that card where it's like servant plus vampire, it spells vampire really weird. And it's like Vampire or something.
Yeah,
I think it's like it's definitely it's definitely something to do with this series.
It's
anyway,
French.
I saw it and I was like, Is that a misspelling? Like, this is a fairy tale, but spelt like the anime in the start of a Maggie Brilliant Park, and then they changed it in 5 episodes to spell it properly. That was amazing. Anyway, so I googled vampire, and it also completed the vampire, and that's where I found vampirewebsite.net as the top result on Google. I just want to say, I'm not going to say anything else, but go if you want to know the truth, go to vampirewebsite.net. Vampire
website. Wait, does it have a hyphen?
Vampire, all one word, vampirewebsite.net. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to know the truth, okay?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Shout out to Tanky.
Yeah.
Okay. Soma.
Oh,
It's
God.
good.
So it's Shokugeki
It's
no
good.
Soma.
It's so good.
It's good.
I've only seen episode 1.
The best thing...
Yeah.
The best thing about this is some of the best characters in Soma are getting the spotlight. Brown boy, black boy, and white girl are getting the spotlight, and they're so good.
The best girl is sadly already out, but
wait, which one's the best girl? Oh yeah. No, I remember. You like Yuki, yeah. That's not a bad pick. That's not a bad pick. She's like the best girls.
she's like the one character is kind of out there as the best girl. Because she's such a side character actually, but I love her. I don't know.
She's like the main cheerleader.
A little bit of secret information.
Alice and Hisoko are probably the best girls, and actually, I like Blue Head Girl a lot as well.
Megami is super,
but
super cute.
she gets a lot of screen time, and she's had a ton of screen time already. So, when the tournament arc finishes, the arc after that, Pink Head Girl, I think Hisoko is her name. She gets some really nice. She gets some really nice screen time.
I wonder if they're going to animate it. To be honest,
I think so. I know it's only 13 episodes, but I think I remember from the PV seeing that they're going to do. It's a very short arc, so it would make sense for them to be able to fit it in.
I haven't read that far, so
yeah,
maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I would like them to do that a lot because I think it's really good, and there's some really important character building for Soma in this. Regardless of where they finish in the next 13 episodes, Soma's going to have a lot of really interesting character development, and I'm using development in the correct way.
I'm proud of you. You've learned.
I knew it. I knew it. I just said it. I said the wrong thing.
I know.
Once you pointed out, once I actually started listening to you and not talking over you, I realized that. Oh yeah, I said the wrong thing.
It's one of those words where I just go.
It's really, to be fair, it's really easy to say the wrong thing.
I know. I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming you anything. It's just.
Taboo Tattoo.
Well, just a little bit.
Well, I just want to say, anyone else want to say anything about Soma, or can we just clap and say Soma a bunch of times?
All I want to say is my favorite character will always be Ojo-sama.
Who's that? Which one's that?
89.
Nakiri.
Ah, right. That's a bad pick.
She has a good voice actor.
Yeah, but in in an anime with a shockingly amazing cast, she is one of the weakest picks.
Yeah, probably.
I agree.
She gets there though. In the manga, I will say she kind of gets there.
I can see her appeal, but she's not really my pick either.
Fuck you guys. Let's talk about Taboo Tattoo.
Taboo Tattoo. I'm having a bit of fun with Taboo Tattoo, I have to admit.
It's so stupid.
It is.
The fight scenes
stupid.
The fight scenes.
They're fucking cool.
They do look cool.
Really cool, but it's so stupid.
They do some really weird, it
is really weird.
Sweeping shots as well.
It's fast. This anime is fascinating to look at. CG. It's not good. It doesn't look good, but it looks interesting and it's got a bunch of really bad flash animation stuff. Solid objects moving across the screen at a flat speed. But there's something about the way it looks, the character design, and the way the world looks, that weird fluorescent blue that is constant, in the nighttime scenes. It just looks interesting. I like looking at it, and it is fun. It's my stupid fun. And I kind of got turned on to this by Rail Gear. He's been hyping this up as a really dumb thing to like enjoy, and I've gone into it with that mindset of like, I don't necessarily like this term, but it's really the best thing you can say. I'm gonna turn my brain off and just see where it goes, and it has entertained me. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to finish all 13 episodes or however many it has. I don't know, but I've seen 2 episodes.
I'll try 2 or 3.
Yeah, I've seen 2 episodes and I'm still on board.
The fight scenes just they feel quite unique, especially the one at the end of episode 1.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it felt very new. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of impact.
Yeah, it's really high impact, and I like that. I really like impact in yeah. Okay, I'm actually really curious about the next one. Tales of Zestria.
Based Ufotable.
Is it good? I've heard mixed things about this.
Kyle called
you just made
comedy.
Tanky very sad.
Like,
Kyle.
To be honest, like the first episode felt like a clusterfuck.
What did I do?
Based UFO table. That's why.
For
once, like Tanky hates
bastard.
like the based and then a studio thing, and it doesn't exactly like UFO table like that.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes that nobody's being serious when they say that.
Yeah.
The thing is, there are people, like, there are a lot of people that are, but most people in this community just make fun of him.
To be fair, that guy does spend a lot of time on Mal, so I kind of feel like it's his own fault at this point.
Sorry, Tanky, get off Mal already. It's bad. It's bad for your health.
Don't go.
Oh my god, can we stop talking about Tanky? He doesn't deserve this much fucking... this much airtime.
I still love you, Tanky. Kappa.
I've heard bad things about this one.
I am interested. I've heard mixed things. I've heard initially I heard bad things, and then I heard people saying, actually, this isn't so bad.
I've almost exclusively heard bad things.
I have a trusted source that says there are some really, really good fight scenes coming up. Like,
I thought it was original.
It's based on a game.
Oh.
It's a Tales game.
Have you never heard of
hundreds
Tales?
Of these games.
No, I have, but I thought you said that this was like separate or neutral.
No,
said that.
Oh no! This is
okay. So it is actually adaptation of a story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, like the prologue really felt clusterfucky at a lot of times, like to say the least. Like, and it did.
We had quite a lot of fun with it.
Okay. Let's go, because we can wrap up really soon now. Yep. Has anyone seen either of these next 2 shows?
More than just these.
We've seen Time Travel Shoujo, and it feels like an educational program I watched at school, but like anime version.
It is educational. Did you not read like the description going in? It's definitely educational.
Do we never read the synopsis?
Okay. What about the idol group thing?
a funny story. Funny story is like we looked at it and said, "Oh man, we're not going to watch this." But then, as a joke, we told our friend Catbutt that we had watched it, so he needs to go watch it.
He has to catch up on it.
And he finished it, and he said like that wasn't bad. And so, like, I guess we're gonna go back and watch episode 1.
Yeah, unless he's like double trolling us because he figured it out.
Oh no! Like,
okay, if you listen to the podcast, you'll know now.
Yeah, he will.
Okay, but we'll wrap up here. Well, actually, I do want to say one thing. I do want to say one thing. Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
It's not on here. Is it an anime?
It's not on my anime
Japanese
list.
And it's animated.
Is it animated though? Because it's not technically.
They are animated puppets.
Animated.
Yeah,
it's very animated. And like the definition of animated.
They're not animated.
Yeah, but are they? Like that's the thing. I don't think they are.
It's not animation. It has like the special effects you could maybe call animation. I don't know about that. But
no, but they animate the puppets.
No, but they don't. They're puppets.
No.
Puppets.
In like the dictionary sense of the term.
Honestly, this is closer to theatre than it is to animation.
It is. Yeah. But it's insanely fun. It's just campy.
Tom, you better go fucking watch it.
Campy, over-the-top action.
Okay. The 3 of you that have watched it are very positive on it. and we are going to debate thoroughly whether or not this is a series that needs to be talked about on this podcast, because
okay.
I mean, it's on Crunchyroll, so that's a plus. It's Japanese, that's a plus. Genobuchi, that's a plus. But it's not anime.
Hiroyuki Sawano?
Does it have, wait, it has a hand?
Yeah, it has a Sawano.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'm watching. Okay, it's anime.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels really anime, honestly. It feels really anime.
Okay, I
it
might
is
check
practically
it
an
out.
anime.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, like, where do we... Like, because this is a really interesting question, and it's not one I expected to ever ask, but obviously we're not going to talk about... Like, say Avatar The Last Airbender started up again. We wouldn't talk about that on this podcast, even though those spheres of interest are very closely interlinked.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind talking about it.
No,
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
I feel like... I mean, I
feel like we would have to make it a special topic, like how we did with video games, right? Like, we talked about video games that are directly related to anime on a podcast already.
This is basically a special topic. So, I mean, this is kind of...
But the thing is, like, does this deserve its own segment, or should it be integrated into our first impressions? You know what I mean?
Well, just put it in...
Okay, here's a question. Do we talk about it at the end of the season? Like,
the thing is, though, that the thing is just that they don't... Like, things like The Last Airbender don't listen to how anime seasons work. So they're basically impossible to integrate into seasons. Like, how you would do it is either have them
really?
like on a separate topic, or have them like on their own separate topic, or have it be like just on a tangent or something. Anything but opposed to that. Thunderbolt Fantasy, however, does actually abide to how seasons work. It has a TV slot that works the same way that anime does. So I think there's nothing really holding us back.
But all that means is, I think the same you make the same argument about like real life as you would make about. I feel like whenever a series ends, whatever season it is in, when the series ends, that's when you talk about it. That's our rule for long running stuff. Like, there's a bunch of really long running anime, like Hunter x Hunter 2011. That didn't end according to seasons, did it? Actually, it might have done.
It ended.
But I guess my point is, it doesn't necessarily have to. We would talk about it on the season it ended in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, I guess I don't know if that argument is massively strong for or against it. I don't know. It's really interesting, though. Like, this is something really odd. I mean... And I think talking about it is fine on the podcast, but my big question is, like, where does it fit into our structure? Because I wouldn't talk about Avatar The Last Airbender in end of the year awards. Would I talk about this? You know what I mean?
Pure gut feeling, yes. It's hard to give you a reason why right now.
It feels similar.
Yeah, but it feels like it. It feels like it should.
I mean, literally the only difference it has is the fact that it's not animated.
Yeah.
That's the only difference.
That is, technically, it is not anime.
Technically, it's not anime.
However... It is in the spirit of anime, so much so that, like, we would talk about a CG animation. Mm-hmm. We would talk about... say someone wanted to do a claymation anime, we'll talk about that. Mm-hmm. And I guess in the same vein, I guess so. Okay. But it's definitely going to be divisive. It's definitely going to be divisive.
Well, I think you'll have a completely different opinion once you watch the first episode.
Maybe.
No, not really, because I'm talking about this irrelevant of content. It could be the most anime thing I've ever seen, but it's still not an anime.
Yeah, but
I don't think I will ever refer to this as an anime.
I mean,
I don't think it is.
I don't think anyone will, honestly, because it's just not animated. I don't think there's any reason to refer to it as an anime.
I would still refer to it alongside anime.
But I think it not being an anime
it's definitely anime
doesn't really hold it back from being on this podcast.
It's well worth making an exception.
Possibly, but like...
I don't think we need to draw a specific line here. This is where we end. It's just
that's the thing. That's what I was going to say. Like, I think all this is doing is it's raising questions of where do we draw.
We don't need a line. I don't think we need a line.
Yeah,
I think we just.
Yeah. I think we just talk about it.
We can talk about it.
I think we.
I'm pretty.
We don't have much time.
Honestly, we just talk about whatever we want to talk about. But yeah, we should do this like in some other time.
Okay.
Talk about the show now.
Any shorts you guys want to bring up quickly, very quickly? Banana.
Banana.
It's a cat and a banana. That's the joke.
What more do you want?
Should we talk about like what we think of the season as a whole, really quick?
Okay. I've got a couple more I want to talk about.
Okay, Jared, what do you want to talk about?
There's Planetarian. I don't have too much to say, although we've seen one episode, and I was actually really impressed, especially by the robot, like its dialogue, and just like its understanding of the situation feels so right. Like it actually makes sense.
It's gonna be good.
I was just really impressed. The voice acting as well. But I'm just generally really interested in it. I was planning to read it, but I think I might just watch it now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then
anything else?
I know.
It's cool.
Quickly. Anything anyone's got before we break down the season and end?
I really just want to. Oh.
Okay, Jared first. He got the toe in the door first, so Jared go first.
Go for it.
It's like Sakamoto, except no matter how hard he tries, it always comes back to like he loses the situation pretty much.
What are you talking about, sorry?
Psyche Soul no Saina.
Oh yeah, I know this. I read the manga to it.
I actually liked it a surprising amount. I thought it was really good.
I hated the manga.
It's basically a guy who can do anything. But that comes with problems in that he can't feel the opposite. Like, since he's so good at everything, he can't feel that moment of success.
Oh, like One Punch Man?
Kinda.
I mean, it also runs like in
jumps. That's why I compared it to Sakamoto. But yeah, I would actually recommend it.
Kyle, anything? You had something?
Good comedy.
Well, not about Psyche, but I know we're probably going to have a whole entire episode about it, but I just want to briefly touch on Re:Zero.
Here we go.
I haven't said we're going to have an entire episode on it. We might, however.
I will.
Or at least part.
But no, you can't. No, this is a first impression. Re:Zero is in episode 16.
Re:Zero is definitely going to come up.
My first impressions.
I'm sorry. Sorry, that's not how it works, Kyle. I know you like that series, but you can't shoehorn it in here. This isn't where it goes. You'll be able to talk about Re:Zero. Okay, there we go. Okay. So, what do we think about the season? Quickly,
I really like it. I really like it.
It's really nice.
I think it's not an incredible season, but compared to last season, I think this has fewer great shows, but more huge standouts that have a lot of potential.
Yeah, it's very early to say.
It's very.
I would say. I personally would say I have been slightly disappointed by this season. There was an awful lot of hype surrounding this season, and I feel like more shows have disappointed me slightly. And I've some very slightly, some a bit more than slightly, but than surprised me. I think for me the biggest surprises has been Cheer Boys and New Game. In terms of not expecting much and getting something, in terms of not expecting much and getting something, I've
really gotten. I feel like I've gotten better at this, like expecting things out of anime at this point. But for me, it's really been I've gotten almost everything I wanted out of things that I wanted to get out of it.
Okay.
Sometimes more, like Chronoby, for example, and sometimes less Mob Psycho, but it's never been as much. Like, the only big disappointment for me really was Mob Psycho. Other than that, I pretty much got what I expected, and that was good, and I like it. I think it's a good season.
Yeah.
Okay, Jared,
I'd agree that there are less, like, great shows and more standards.
Yeah.
There's a lower drop and a higher peak, perhaps.
See, I disagree. I think the peaks of last season are... I don't see anything in here that's going to challenge Flying Witch or Boku Hero for me.
I felt like those were...
Con Revo's last season too. It's like my favourite show of the year.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess Re:Zero is kind of this season. Kind of both this season and last season, me it was, so that doesn't really count.
For me, it was always, like, last season had... Like last season, Boku Hero and Flying Witch and Kislevel were all good.
That's true. I forgot about some of these.
I should have
but like
none
of these actually, like outside of Kislevel, probably None of these have ever really hugely touched me anywhere near as much as I feel like shows the season well.
Like Flying Witch and Boku Hero are very, very close to. Like I put them. I would consider them both for my top 10 favorites. Don't know if they'll make it, but they would be considered.
Okay, yeah, they're far from that for me.
And they are by far my favorite. Like I gave them. I mean, like when we give the 3 Rs, my ratings, I gave Grimgar and Erase 9s. I will give Boku Hero and Flying Witch 9s. However, I was very close to giving Boku Hero and Flying Witch 10s, and I think those are going to be my 2 favorite shows of the year.
For me, it's
I really do.
I don't know. For me, it's really Kislevel was the big standout for the last season that I would consider for my top 20, I guess. But it's nowhere near top 10 or something. So, and this season, I feel like there are some shows that could have Battery, for example. If Battery turns out well, I think it can easily be in my top 10.
Kyle, what do you think?
I feel like this season stands out more negatively only because we were so spoiled last season with so many decent anime. Also, I should be able to give my first impressions on the first new arc of Ray Zero.
No,
goddamn.
So, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. I still stand by that this is still on track to be the best year in the history of anime.
Well, history is...
I still say that.
It's pretty good.
I mean, ever since I started, yes, but...
Con Revo.
I mean, we're going into our 3rd really quite strong season, so...
but history of anime is a bit...
No one knows what's going to happen next.
But I mean, every year only has 4 seasons, so you're going to have to look at 4 really strong seasons to make a great year.
Do you remember that? Do you remember 2002 and how good 2002 was?
Do you remember 1989?
Only 90s kids will remember.
I've been saying this. I've been saying this since last season, but I mean, Fall's got All Out. This is looking good.
Fall's got Sangatsu, man. I'm so excited for Sangatsu.
It's not going to have Ray Zero, so...
No Con Revo.
Okay. We'll wrap it up here. How do we do for time? Oh, we're still... Okay, good. We're under my absolute upper limit.
Yeah, we did good.
We're really sorry now, but we had a lot to talk about. At the very least, we've got 4 tracks.
Jonas probably
check us out. Check us out on Twitter. Twitter links are in the descriptions. Check us. Please try and ask us for links to the Discord. Our Discord's amazing. You can watch us when we record a podcast. We're all in the members channel right now.
And we have Royal Tanky here.
Yeah, there's the meme lord himself.
Master.
Yeah. And lastly, and very importantly, I guess we didn't really have time to really fully introduce this, but we have started a Patreon for our editor going forward. In the episode where David left, we talked about there being a potential dip in quality over the next couple of episodes in terms of editing. Luckily, we decided instead of doing it ourselves and fucking it up, to pay someone to do it for us. And you can help do that too if you like. We have a Patreon up. The link will be in the description. If you donate whatever you want, you don't have to donate anything at all. We've already sorted it out. He is being paid an amount he is happy with. But we thought it would be nice to open it up if anyone wants to throw a little bit of change his way as a tip. Think of it
what
as
should
a
be
tip.
said here is none of that money goes to us. We don't get any of that money. It all goes to Niall, our editor. So,
it doesn't even go to a podcast account for going to conventions or anything like that.
Even my money doesn't go towards us.
Yeah, it's
figures.
It's all because the way I describe it is Niall is the only person in this process that's doing work. This isn't work to us. This is a hobby. We enjoy doing this. He is giving us the privilege of doing this and not having to worry about it. Not having to do work. So that's a wonderful thing, and he deserves everything.
Niall has to go through 2.5 hours of my audio, so he deserves everything for sure.
Yeah, he really does. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Leave a like.
2.5 hours. Like, comment, whatever.
Subscribe.
We'll see you. We will see you next week.
Bye. See ya.